Big up to everybody that came over from Zier. Big up to Zier and letting me hop on and talk about the Champions League and everything going on with the heavyweight show. Really appreciate it. Big up Kwaja. Big up Dezio. Big up Michael. Big up Yusuf. Always appreciate you stopping by, Yusuf. RSV. And yeah, let's get to the crux of this fucking bullshit that just happened. Just when I thought I was out from underneath defensive, pragmatic stupidity that cost us a Scudetto this season, magically, we doubled down and said, you know what? We're going to make it worse. Why in God's name did Aurelio De Laurentiis hire this dumb motherfucker, Allegri? What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? This situation from going from Conte to now just went from bad to fucking way worse. This asshole was supposed to bring AC Milan into a potential title challenge with Napoli and Inter, and he took that team and made them fall off the fucking map. Napoli, who has majority of a team that is offensive-minded players, he's not going to do that. This guy is a fucking fraud. I said it last night. Allegri needs to take a 2-year sabbatical and needs to look at himself in the mirror and realize what offensive football is again. Because this ain't the same Allegri that managed that AC Milan team in 2010, 2011 to a Scudetto. This ain't the same guy. This ain't the same guy that took over from Conte at Juventus and continued to make them a machine. Now, let's be very honest here, because we're gonna hurt some people's feelings in this stream, because I'm fucking steaming. Massimiliano Allegri took over Juventus during the worst period in the Serie A's history and won 5 straight Scudettos with the team. Let's also remember that Massimiliano Allegri, while yes, he got Juventus to 2 Champions League finals in that period, he lost to both of them. But Massimiliano Allegri's Juventus was under investigation for game fixing during this period. What are we doing here? What are we actually fucking doing here with this? This is the same guy that took the hottest prospect in an offensive player from Italy and made Federico Chiesa a fucking wingback. There's people already talking about we're going to be playing this 3-5-2, and there's a world where we're going to have Højlund and fucking Lukaku as the 2 strikers. What are we talking about here? What the fuck are we actually talking about here? We signed this fucking bum for what? Big up Suj. Big up Suj. Quaja, I appreciate you throwing Zier's links into the chat too. And Quaja, appreciate you letting me know. And thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Can't believe that I've hit 450 subscribers, but you know, it's a work in progress. But let me tell you something right now. I'm fucking steaming. I am fucking steaming that Allegri, the Mad Hatter, as we call him in Italy, is going to be taking over this club. Why? It doesn't work anymore. Allegri right now is part of the problem with all of this fucking Italian shit. This 3-5-2 pragmatic bullshit, it ain't gonna fucking work. For those who don't know, Inter Milan has been releasing more and more talk that Oak Tree Withholdings is possibly going to allow them up to 150 million to spend this year. 150 fucking million. Allegri now here? We're fucked. We're fucked. There's nothing to talk about here. We just went from possibly going for a Scudetto for 3 times in 5 years, possibly getting a younger team to play more expansive, better offensive, attractive football with Italiano, to now we go and get this fucking bum. This is the same fucking guy that took, I'm so mad right now, man. I can't even think. He took Locatelli, who made the Euro squad when we won the Euros, who was a box-to-box midfielder, scoring goals, but also had some defensive capabilities, and turned him into a fucking number 6. And Locatelli hasn't been a good player since then. Well, what are we doing here, man? What the fuck are we actually doing here? This motherfucker has had Juventus out of the category of winning for so long. People are going to say, oh, well, when Napoli won the first Scudetto under Luciano Spalletti, Juventus was fighting. Brother, that's because Inter Milan lost the fucking plot. That's because Inter lost the plot. And they were under investigation again. So they weren't going to even win the Scudetto either way because of possible game fixing. I mean, this is where people need to understand. This guy, Juventus was under investigation for fixing games while Allegri was the manager when they were the only ones in Italy that had big money. Inter was rebuilding. Milan was shit. Rome and Napoli were your only two teams that were competitive against you. And you went under game fixing scandals again with this dumb motherfucker as the fucking coach. What are we talking about here? Why was he even on the fucking short list? His time is over. This guy is not Max Allegri from Milan. He's not Max Allegri the first 2 years at Juventus. He's not. He's just not. You're letting other teams make moves now. Rome is back in the Champions League. What are they going to do? Gasperini was able to get an Atalanta team with a low budget to be able to now get into Champions League consistently. Atalanta now has Napoli's old sporting director, and they got Sarri. And it sounds like they're going to be able to sell Ederson for big money, and they're going to invest in Sarri. We're really going to allow Atalanta to possibly get into a title race? And we haven't even gotten into Como yet. We're going to allow Como into a fucking title race? A club that only allows 12,000 people in a stadium? We're going to let them get into a fucking title race? But we're going to choose this fucking idiot? Are we serious right now? De Laurentiis, my guy, you fucked up when you fucked over Ancelotti. You promised Ancelotti a revolution with the team, and you fucked him over. Yeah? That's an uncomfortable conversation. You fucked him over and then grabbed that piece of shit Gattuso, who a blind squirrel found a nut, and he won the fucking Coppa Italia, but we still finished 7th place. And the following year, he couldn't do anything, and we missed Champions League again. You're really going to risk this again. This guy just dragged AC Milan from being in 2nd place over Napoli to fucking 5th. What are we talking about here? This man fucked everything up. This man, and then the worst is they're talking about bringing his adopted son, Adrian Rabiot, to the team. I mean, I don't know where to even look. We're supposed to be getting rid of Romelu Lukaku. We should be getting rid of Matteo Politano. We should be getting rid of Kevin De Bruyne. All of them are going to stay now. All these guys who didn't do a fucking thing this year, all of them are going to stay now because magically we feel that this team has an opportunity. This team's going to have an opportunity to what? To fuck it up worse? We already have an aging squad that we need to move on from. And Geese has already said he's not re-signing. So you're going to have to move him on. What's your midfield going to be? Lobotka, McTominay, and De Bruyne? Brother, we won't qualify for Champions League if that's the midfield. De Bruyne is not going for a full season. And De Bruyne is not going to work in a defensive team. What the fuck is the point of hiring this idiot? You're going to play with wingbacks. What? Now all of a sudden, Neres or Noah Long is going to play wingbacks? What the fuck are we talking about here? What about the youth players? You got Giovanni, Alisson Santos. You got oh my God, I'm so fucking mad right now. You got Vergara. He don't play youngsters. He doesn't develop youth. And then some idiot's going to say, oh, well, what about Dybala? Dybala was already a talented player no matter what. He was going to become good no matter what. Bro, the problem is that once again, Napoli figured out a way how to shoot themselves in the fucking foot. This has got the same situation when De Laurentiis fucked over Ancelotti in the 2019-2020 season. It's got the same stench written all over it. Brother, we're not a club that can afford to take a chance on an idiot like this. You really went cheap because here's the thing that everybody doesn't realize. The main reason why we chose Allegri is because Bologna was looking for compensation to allow Italiano out of the contract. Really? Really? You run a profit every fucking year with this club. Who gives a shit if it's going to cost you $1 million or $2 million to Bologna to get Italiano? We're talking about consistently competing here. This asshole is not going to fucking do that. Who in their right mind thinks that Rasmus Højlund and Romelu Lukaku up top is going to be a good pairing that's going to get us to win a league? Who? We still got to get rid of that fucking bum Lorenzo Luca. What are we doing here? It's not going to fucking work. We just tried playing defensive this year and it didn't fucking work. We don't have a team to play defensive football. You want Di Lorenzo to play right wing back? The motherfucker just had his first major injury this year. He's not going to be able to play right wing back. Big up Shabazz. Hope all is well with you, my guy. Yeah, it is going to be a long day for fucking Napoli. We are talking about the second best era, unless we were to go on and win a third Scudetto. We're talking about the second best era right now for Napoli since the Maradona period. We're talking about absolutely tanking this fucking period because we wanted to go get Allegri. Where is the fucking common sense with this? Where? This guy don't deserve this shit. He don't deserve this fucking spot. He doesn't deserve it whatsoever. How in God, there's got to be something going on here. There's got to be something going on here. This motherfucker, why in God's name, how did he get this damn job? It just shows, like, as sad as it is being a Napoli fan and a fan of the Serie A, it just shows how shit the Serie A is. People are making fun of the Serie A of this nonstop merry-go-round of coaches. How the hell do you take AC Milan from second place to fifth and you get the job for the second place team? I'd rather deal with Conte for another fucking year than this idiot. Maybe Conte would right the wrong and go back to the 4-4-2 that won us the fucking title and get away from this 3-4-3 shit. Oh, we could play 3-4-3. Brother, there's nothing happening. When we switched to this 3-4-3, we had bullshit, sideways football, low scoring. That's not Napoli. That's not Napoli. We got away with it for one season to win the Scudetto. For all those that don't know, we won a Scudetto only scoring 59 goals. Our defense, we only gave up 27. That's what we did to go on and win a Scudetto. We tried to play more defensive this year under Conte. We scored one less goal and gave up 9 more. Where does it say, and lost the league by 11 fucking points? Where is the logic to say, well, okay, you went even more defensive, lost the league from winning the league by 1 point to losing the league by 11. Now we're going to hire Allegri and double down on the defensive play. Where's the fucking common sense? Buongiorno, everybody was talking about how great Buongiorno is. Buongiorno had a shit season playing more defensive and he's a center back. Bukma couldn't even get into the fucking team. Juan Jesus is a fucking bum and he better not be staying for Allegri. Allegri better not be keeping him. 70% of the Napoli fan base across the board said they wanted Italiano, and he said, fuck you, I'm taking Allegri to play defensive. When has that been our game? When? The Mazzarri period? Mazzarri played more open attacking football than what Allegri's done in the last few years. What has Allegri done in his managerial time at fucking Juventus, the second stint, and Milan in the recency that excites anybody for Napoli? Where is it? Where is it? We're going to fuck ourselves again? We're going to fuck ourselves again in the Champions League? For those that don't know, we lost 12% of our income last year. Compared to last year, this year we lost 12% of our income because of losing out on the Scudetto and losing out on the money for the Champions League. And then you go and get this fucking bum that's just going to say we're going to do the same thing that Conte did again. Where is the evidence that we're going to be playing attacking football with this motherfucker Allegri? Where is it? Where is it? Big up Luke. Big up Luke. Appreciate you meeting you as well, my guy. Big up to meeting you as well. And We'll see what happens with City and Arsenal in the Premier League next year, but definitely a pleasure to meet you, my guy. Hope to do some content with you on the Premier League whenever you get a chance. But brother, it's just fucking stupid. This guy is a fucking bum. And the even sadder thing is, if he wasn't going to get the Napoli job, it sounded like they wanted to give him the national team job. Brother, for those in the back that still haven't figured it out, and for all those old fucking greaseballs in Italy that hasn't figured it out, the Italian 90s ain't coming back. It's just not. It's time to play a more proactive game of football. It's time to play more attacking-based football. That's what Napoli has been. We won our first Scudetto because of that. Conte tried switching to the 3-4-3 at the beginning of the season when we won the Scudetto, realized it wasn't going to fucking work, went to a 4-4-2, played more attacking than what he wanted to do, and we won the Scudetto. He then said, you know what, we're going to play more defensive this year with the injuries. And now all of a sudden, we're going to say, you know what, we lost the Scudetto. Good job. We're going to get a guy who's going to play even more defensive. What the fuck are we talking about here? This guy, Allegri, is old and outdated. Yes, he may have won so many trophies with Juventus. Bro, those are the old days, and the old days ain't here anymore. Sorry. What are we supposed to do now? We got young talent in the Primavera at Napoli. Or are we just now going to say, oh, we'll just be a same old typical Italian team, sell the player to a second division, even if there's hope, and all of a sudden now we're just going to see what happens with Allegri. Bro, this motherfucker is going to cost us everything. He is going to cost us everything right now. We have single-handedly, with signing this cocksucker, we have single-handedly handed Inter the possibility of building a dynasty. We've been the only team going blow for blow with Inter over these last 4 years, and now all of a sudden, we're just going to hand them the fucking Scudetto because we decide to get Allegri. Where is this fucking common sense? And the worst thing is, Giovanni Manna, the sporting director, didn't even want him. This is De Laurentiis who wanted him. And everybody who watched the stream last night, I said, I don't know if I'm ready for De Laurentiis to sell the club, because there's been offers that big time owners from America want to spend a lot of money to buy Napoli and develop the team to maybe even becoming bigger. At this point now, if these are the decisions that we're going to make while De Laurentiis is here, sell the fucking club, dude. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. What are we talking about here? The last few years, no Serie A team has been able to go back to back. And you're going to risk a possible third Scudetto in 5 years because you want to get this idiot. What are we talking about? Napoli shot themselves in the foot for 2 of the Scudettos while Sarri was the manager, while Allegri was the manager at Juventus. We shot ourselves in the foot. 2018, we were head for majority of the season. The season prior, we were ahead for a lot of the season, and we shot ourselves in the foot. Allegri didn't win those fucking years. Napoli lost them fucking years. You're going to sit here and tell me that a guy who's won, yes, he won 5 Scudettos. Yes, he won 5 Scudettos in a row with Juventus. Congratulations. Here's the problem at the end of the day. 3 of those Scudettos that you won were at fault for Roma fucking up and Napoli fucking up. You didn't win them. We fucked up more than you won them. You think Inter's going to screw up if they're getting $150 million invested into the team? It ain't happening, bro. It ain't fucking happening. If they get 150, you think they won't go after Tonali? You don't think other players are going to say yes to Inter Milan with what they have? Inter's the only team in Italy that could potentially challenge for a Champions League if they're getting 150 million dumped into them with this team and cleaning up a few spots. And again, why are we giving the opportunity to these smaller clubs to close the gap on us? Why are we giving Como, or Rome is not a smaller club, but why are we giving Roma and Como an opportunity to close the gap on us? It's insanity. It's fucking insanity. We haven't even scored 60 goals the last 2 seasons, and you're going to get a guy who is the master of haram ball. We're going to play haram ball with a team that is majority forward thinking. What the fuck are we doing here, man? Why shoot yourselves in the foot with that? Big up Ozzy. Big up Centurion. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. It is a circus in City Shabazz. It is a fucking circus. It's ridiculous. And I agree with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we fell out of top 4 next year with Allegri. And listen, if somehow Allegri was to turn the clock back to the Milan days and he plays more attacking football and we won, I'll hold my hands up and say I fucked up in calling him out. But off the evidence I've seen, where is that going to happen? This guy took Federico Chiesa, who was the hero of Italy, to get us to win that Euros as a forward and said, you know what, you're going to play wing back. What are we talking about here? We're going to play. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. It's absolutely shit show. Natster, I believe, is going to pull up on this because he's going to speak on this too, because this is just fucking ridiculous, man. Oh, appreciate it, Luke. We'll definitely be in contact, my guy. We'll definitely be in contact. But it's just absolutely fucking stupidity. It's absolutely stupidity here. Yeah, no, RSV, you're right. The sad thing is, Napoli has adapted to the modern game. The funny thing is, you could argue that Napoli under Sarri was the first team in Italy that was trying to get to the modern game of playing more offensive football. Yes, we didn't win under Sarri, but again, that was our own fault because Sarri got screwed over by De Laurentiis. This is the problem with De Laurentiis as a manager. As much as I love him for taking us out of the shit show that we were, being bankrupt, and now getting us to the level that we've had, and we've won 7 titles in 22 years, has been absolutely phenomenal for a club size that we are. But there is still blame to go around for fucking up other years. You screwed over Carlo Ancelotti. You screwed over Maurizio Sarri in 2017, 2018. These are facts. These are facts at the end of the day. And you just pulled another stupid fucking move by going to hire Massimiliano Allegri. For what? For what? And really, you could argue the team that he won with Milan, he had no other choice to play forward-thinking football with all the players he had in that damn team. He had Robinho, Cassano, Ronaldinho, Zlatan, Kevin Prince Boateng. The leftover of the old guard of AC Milan were all there that were good at playing forward-thinking football. What are you going to do? Are you going to force Noah Lang out of the club? Everybody in Napoli wants Noah Lang to get a second chance because we saw how good of a player he is at Galatasaray. What now? He's going to go on the bench? He's going to be a bench wingback? Well, what are we talking about here? What are we actually talking about here? Well, what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to take Alisson Santos, who's a winger, and turn him into a false 9. Because that worked so well with Chiesa, who's at a much higher level at the age that Alisson Santos was at than what Santos is. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make Højlund the false 9, and Lukaku's going to play hold up. Or we're going to get rid of Lukaku, we're going to get rid of Anguissa, and we're going to start De Bruyne in a number 8 position in the defense rather than a number 10, which is the only position he could play now because his legs are fucking gone. I just don't get it, man. I just don't freaking get it. It's like we purposely wanted to give Inter the opportunity to go on and win a Scudetto again and try to start some dominance. I don't want that. That's not what we're here for. And I'm going to tell you this right now. The only hope that this is going to get straightened out is if the Napoli fans do what we know the Napoli fans are capable of and start getting fucking crazy. What they did to Spalletti, where they robbed him of his fucking car at the beginning and said, you ain't getting shit back till you win, that's what we're going to have to do to Allegri, whether we like it or not. Because Allegri's track record recently is shit. It's one Coppa Italia. It's one Coppa Italia. That's all it is. At Juve, you had a much higher budget than Napoli, and you saw the club go like this. Pirlo not winning the league wasn't going to change anything. That didn't change the standard at Juventus, that Juventus was going downhill after Sarri won the Scudetto. It didn't change. You weren't even in the title race the year that Milan won with Napoli and Inter screwed up. You weren't even in it. The year Napoli won, you had to settle out. You had to settle and not take Champions League football because of the fact that you were under investigation for game fixing. The following year, you still got fourth place and weren't in a title race. That's not where Napoli is as a club right now. We're the only team in Italy that's consistently fighting with Inter for a Scudetto. We're not this situation of, oh, it's a small team from the South. They'll be good for a couple years and fall away. We're not that team anymore. We're not that team anymore. We have built a cycle where we will constantly be fighting. Not now. The sad thing is we possibly have signed our own death warrant for us to go back to being the club that they were good for a few years and they fell by the wayside. That's the only thing that it looks like. Because this guy Allegri is not going to bring us glory. A Coppa Italia is not enough. It's not enough. It's absolutely ridiculous. This guy, Rafa Leao, played as a striker and more as an up-forward player with Allegri than what he did with Pioli. And Leao didn't even play well. Milan didn't even have Europe, and they fell out of the top four because of Allegri. Let's keep this in perspective here. AC Milan finished 9th 2 seasons ago. Allegri comes in, and this asshole screws up so bad in the last 10 games of the season that they don't fucking make Champions League. And you want to bring him to our club? For what? For what? You know all the noisy-ass fans are going to freaking go postal for this. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted this idiot. And now the rumors in Italy are that Glasner could be going for Milan. You're really going to allow AC Milan to go get Oliver Glasner and you took Allegri. And I said, I wanted Italiano, but I would take Glasner over him. Like, what are we doing here, man? This guy does not deserve to be the manager of Napoli. He's done nothing. He's done nothing since he left. Since he left Juventus after that crazy run that they had. He's done nothing. He's done absolutely fuck all. Here, you want a stat. The last 10 games of the season, Milan got 10 points. Let me say it again for everybody in the back. Big up Javi. Big up my guy Javi. Big up Omar. Yeah, I can't, brother Omar, it's an absolute fucking disgrace that we got this idiot. Yeah, that was your great idea. Christian Pulisic and Rafael Leao, 2 false nines up top, and then Fulkrug to be the guy to get us over the top in a race. What the fuck we talking about here, man? I'm so fucking mad right now over this shit. This asshole had AC Milan. This asshole had AC Milan in second place over Napoli. Lost to Napoli. Napoli was one of the 6 games that he lost out of the last 10 that cost them the league. This idiot got 9 points towards the tail end of the year. 9 points. 9 points in the last 10 games. 9 points. This is who we're getting. I can't fucking believe this shit, man. I can't fucking believe this shit that this idiot popped up at freaking Napoli. Yeah, Napoli, Aurelio De Laurentiis decided to smoke crack today and decided to say, you know what, we're going to go get Massimiliano Allegri because Conte's idea of a 3-man backline at Napoli worked so well this year. And people are going to say, oh, well, he went to a backline of 3 with the injuries. Sorry, that shows you don't know shit about Napoli because he tried playing 3-4-3 while we still had Vara. The reason why Vara left to PSG was because he told us he doesn't want to play this defensive bullshit. That's why Vara went to PSG. Yes, PSG is a club that is a million times bigger than Napoli. Nobody is here arguing that. You can go for trophies at PSG that you can't go for Napoli. I hear all that. The problem is that this want and need is it's a fucking disease in Italy right now, that we still want to try to do what happened in the 80s and 90s of stupid over-the-top pragmatism, defensive bullshit. It don't fucking work no more. You want to know what's funny? Como damn near played the best football in Italy, and Como had the best fucking defense in Italy. That's the part that everybody doesn't like to talk about at the end of the day. Como had the best defense in Italy and played more attacking football than everybody except bar Inter. Between Napoli, Roma, Como, Milan, Juve, Atalanta, all the teams in Italy outside of Inter, only because Inter nearly scored 90 goals again. Como played the best football in Italy and had the best defense. How does that work? How does the team that wants to play attacking football have the best defense? Oh, I know, because they control the game. Not this stupid, we're going to play back line of three and we're just going to counter. Let me ask you something. How many real counter-attacking goals do you think Napoli is going to score if it's fucking Lukaku and Højlund as the two strikers up top? How many goals do you really think is going to happen with that? Rasmus Højlund only scored 11 goals. Lukaku only scored 14 goals when we won the Scudetto. You really think that's going to be the offense that can power this fucking team to go back and win a Scudetto? Because I don't. You think Buongiorno, Rachmani, and Bukma as the back line of three is really going to go on and help you win the Scudetto? Because it didn't this year. What are we doing here, man? What are we actually fucking doing here with this? Brother, it's not only that. Again, the fact is, at the end of the day, 3 of the seasons that Juventus won in that period under Allegri was under the premise of possible game fixing. Juventus just decided to script Europe for a year so that there wouldn't be any more investigation into them game fixing the leagues anymore again. That's the situation here. So it's not even the fact that it's not even the fact that Roma and Napoli, who are the fourth and, as far as if you go off a fan base, the 4th and 5th biggest teams in Italy, but the 4th and 5th biggest teams in Italy who have nowhere near the budget that Juventus has, you still have to possibly game fix. That's the bigger talking point here. So if you have to possibly game fix in that time period, and now all of a sudden, it's like, are you even really that good of a manager? If you needed to game fix against them 2 smaller teams to guarantee 3 Scudettos out of your 5, are you really even that good of a manager? Is the question that needs to be asked. Because at Milan, again, you were forced to play offensive football. Ronaldinho, Robinho, Cassano, and Zlatan weren't playing defensive football. They weren't going to do that shit. They weren't going to do it. So I don't know what to tell you here, man. It's not a hot take. Listen, it's like for like. Conte needed Napoli more than Napoli needed Conte for that Scudetto. That is the uncomfortable conversation that people may not want to have. Had Napoli not fucked up the previous year in hiring Rudy Garcia, had De Laurentiis kept his fucking mouth shut and let Spalletti remain as the manager, we wouldn't be having these fucking problems because we would still be playing open attacking football. We have tried on 3 different occasions on these last 3 years as a club to shoot ourselves in the foot. We hired Rudy Garcia for no fucking reason. If you listen to De Laurentiis, it was on the premise that he got to the semifinal of the Champions League with Lyon. Who gives a fuck? You didn't fucking win it. You didn't win the Champions League, so it doesn't matter to why you signed him. Hold on one sec, guys. Coughing my fucking lungs out. I'm so goddamn mad at this fucking bullshit. But exactly, Declan. He was good 10 years ago. He was good 10 years ago. And again, the question has to be asked, was he even really that good? Because the rest of the Serie A was so shit. Again, go back and look at the Prisma investigation into Juventus. They were investigating Juve fixing games again when the league was shit and they were the only team that had money. So how good of a manager are you that you're the only team that has money and you still got to possibly fix games? And then on top of it, you were there when the higher ups at Juventus were cooking the fucking books so you could keep buying the best talent in Italy to be that far ahead of the other teams. So you had a cheating sporting director who was cooking the books to make sure that you could get the fucking best players for cheap amounts of money to try to beat the system. And you were under investigation again for game fixing. But magically, Allegri's this great manager. Brother, go fuck yourself. This motherfucker ain't worth shit. He has not been a good manager for the better part post his departure from his first time at Juventus, bro. Let's just be honest about it. Yeah, we did sign Allegri. It's a fucking joke, wahaha. It's a fucking joke. Yeah, Luis, I 100% agree. Milan was god-awful to watch. They were god-awful to watch. Who the fuck? Brother, Rabiot, Fofana, and Modric. That was the midfield. They thought that he was going to stink his way to the top with that midfield with Leao and Pulisic as the strikers. This motherfucker, Santi Jimenez, couldn't even score a goal because there was no creativity. And even when he did, he was just a bum striker. Always has been. Yeah, bro, it's ridiculous. Our attacking football's fucked, bro. Our attacking football is fucked. It's fucked. It's so sad. No, that's not true, RSV. That's not true whatsoever. There's young Italian managers that want to play the more attacking football. Yes, they try to do it out of a 3-5-2 formation or a 3-4-3 formation, but there are managers that are playing the more open attacking game. They figured out a way how to do it. We've seen Inzaghi do it at Inter. We saw Palladino do a good job at Monza, Fiorentina, and what he did to save Atalanta's season. Vincenzo Italiano plays rock and roll football. The unfortunate thing is he hasn't been giving an opportunity at a big club, which he should have been going to Napoli because his brand of football with the players that Napoli has at their disposal would have been a match made in heaven and you would have been able to go at fucking Inter. Yeah, that's exactly. Juventus had by far the best squad in Italy. By a country mile, they were a squad better than them. And that's where the question has to be asked. Is he really that top of a fucking manager? You had that many world-class players on Juventus for that 5-year stretch that the fact that you're even under investigation for game fixing and having to cook the books to be able to build a team when you were the only team in Italy that had money at this point has to beg the question, are you even that good of a fucking manager? That has to be the question at the end of the day. You know, you got 94 points with Juventus one season when the league, you got 95 points with Juventus when the rest of the league was fucking shit. Napoli got 91. That year was one of the years that was under investigation for you fixing games again. So what the fuck are we talking about? If you need your club to fix games when you have the best club, when you have the best squad by a country fucking mile in Italy, your turnover rate was over 500 million, and you got a club like Napoli at the time who wasn't even touching 185 million in turnover, giving you problems. If you got to rig games to beat that fucking team, are you even that good of a manager to begin with? Yeah, I know you're not a fan of Inzaghi's here, but it is what it is. Biggest game in Italy, and it ends 0-0. Man, exactly, bro. Wow, I would even have taken a chance on Grosso over this guy because Grosso at least got to swallow playing good football again and kept them up against the odds. Yeah, he used his wingbacks well. Allegri don't. Allegri thought Federico Chiesa could be a wingback. Go figure. Go figure. And now we're going to want him to do. Oh. It's just absolutely mind-blowing that we've decided to put an opportunity again to win a Scudetto at risk for this guy. There is nothing at all that anybody can say to me that Allegri deserves the Napoli job. There's nothing that anybody can say to me for that. There's nothing that anybody could say to me for that. Yeah. But brother, look at the team that then Allegri took over from there. You had Sami Khedira added with Marchisio. You also still had Dybala. Dybala then came up through the ranks. You had Mandzukic on that team. That's the thing that I'm saying here. You got all these fucking players added to that team, and you let Napoli chase you down 2 seasons in a row to lose the league out by 4 points back to back with Sarri, and Napoli was leading the way the main way through. The problem was Napoli just couldn't finish their dinner. We couldn't get over the line. Also was a part because of the stupidity of De Laurentiis to not back Sarri to the fullest. That's also a reason why. Yeah, Grosso did destroy Allegri. Grosso is a good young manager that plays open attacking football. That's why I'm saying this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that this is the direction that we're going to go in. We don't have the players to do it. Bukma, Rahmani, and Buongiorno is not Barzagli, Bonucci, and Chiellini. They're not. They're not. Gutierrez is not what Asamoah was at a wingback position. He's not. Sorry. Gutierrez can look good for Girona all he wants. Asamoah is a miles ahead wingback than he is. Miles ahead. Not even up for a debate. Yeah. No, Inzaghi's not a bum, but at the same time, Inzaghi plays a more attractive brand of football than what Allegri did. I would have rather given Inzaghi a crack at it if he was going to leave Al Hilal. Then this idiot, again, Allegri needs to go take a 2-year break. He needs to look at himself in the mirror and find the Massimiliano Allegri that was the manager of Milan. That's what he needs to do. Or find himself as the manager again for the first 2 Scudettos with Juventus when he took over Conte. That's who Allegri needs to go find. This version of Allegri is a car crash waiting to happen at Napoli. It's a car crash waiting to happen. And here's an even bigger talking point that we need to ask here. Who wants to stay? You think McTominay wants to play another year of defensive football? No. McTominay wants to be that box-crashing midfielder to go forward and score. He don't want to do this shit. He don't want to be playing haram ball with fucking Napoli and this idiot now is the manager. So, again, exactly. We don't have an elite striker to work that system. Again, what? Oh, Allegri's going to make Lukaku and Højlund look like Lukaku and fucking Lautaro at Inter? Or he's going to make Mandzukic and Ronaldo? What are we doing here, man? This is what I mean by this is stupidity. This is stupidity once again that Napoli has figured out a way to put themselves at risk of possibly not even finishing in the Champions League, let alone getting into a fight for the Scudetto. We may not even get into Champions League next year. Rome is investing in Gasperini. Como's going to invest in Fabregas. There's talk right now at Milan that Oliver Glasner and Ralph Rangnick are going to take over that club, along with possibly Maldini coming back. If you put Maldini, Glasner, and Rangnick to take over Milan to straighten shit out, you don't have that much time to hope that you can continue to win. And you got to hope that Juventus still can't find themselves. Because otherwise, now you've allowed 4 teams on top of Inter to overtake you because you want to try haram ball with this fucking idiot. I'd rather support a team with a manager that plays intimidation tactics like Sir Alex Ferguson at Man U or Barca, Madrid towards refs getting questionable calls, but is nothing compared to what you've. Yeah, 100%. 100% RSV. 100%. It's fucking insane, man. It's fucking insane. Brother, Declan, I didn't look forward to any of them Napoli Milan games. Brother, but that's the problem. KDB can't play that no more. Not the way Conte wanted. Conte wanted KDB and McTominay to be the rotating 10s behind the striker. That ain't happening. They're going to drop into the midfield because that's now how Allegri's played. Allegri's game has been simple. 3-5-2. The only time he played 3-4-3 was a one-off season at Juventus. He majority played 3-5-2, and he had Federico Chiesa as a wingback. After what Chiesa did in the Euros, he said, you know what, we're going to make my greatest plan of all time to get Juventus back to the top. Chiesa's going to play wingback. What fucking sense is this shit? Yeah, that's the rumor. The rumor is right now at Milan is there is a possibility that Glasner may look at the Milan job because of the fact that Ralph Rangnick and Maldini might be the two guys to take over the club behind the scenes and run everything. Because Cardinale and Ferlani have fucked up so bad, the ultras in Milan do not want them there anymore. They are screaming for Maldini to come back. Now, Maldini has said he won't return to Milan unless Cardinale fucks off. So if Cardinale is going to remain, then maybe Maldini doesn't come back. But if Maldini comes with the mind, listen, Ralph Rangnick got a bad rap for what happened at Manchester United, because if it wasn't for Ralph Rangnick, RB Leipzig wouldn't be worth a fuck as a club. Even with the money that they pumped in, it took the mentality of Ralph Rangnick to build the foundation for that team. When you seen what Maldini was able to do, with Ricky Masada to rebuild AC Milan, had them in Europe once they got over the hump, continued to have them in Europe pretty much every single year. Yes, it started Europa League and transitioned into continual Champions League. They won a Scudetto and got Milan to a Champions League semifinal. Now, you could say whatever you want about, AC Milan got the weak side of the Champions League that year. They beat the Scudetto winning Napoli team, and they got to a semifinal. It doesn't matter. They got to a semifinal of the fucking Champions League. They beat who was in front of them. And it was because of the leadership of Maldini. The only reason why AC Milan fell off is because Cardinale fired Maldini and said, we're going to get cheap. That's the only reason why AC Milan has fallen off as a team. That's it. Yeah. And trust me, if AC Milan gets them three there, it's not going to take long for AC Milan to straighten it out. Not with the minds of Maldini and Rangnick. If you know, you know. And Zir, you know this, because Rangnick is very responsible for RB Leipzig being a very good club in Germany over the last few years, especially when he took them over and built that ideology behind them. Vlahovic won't come to Napoli, Centurion. We're not going to pay him what he wants. That guy was getting over 400,000 euros a week at Juventus. That ain't happening. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you right now, Glasner with Maldini and Rangnick behind the scenes, in a few years, Milan will be a problem once again. Once again, they will be a problem. And again, it's not only them being a problem. How far does Allegri set Napoli back? That's the even bigger question. We already got talks that Anguissa wants to leave. Well, that was even before the Allegri announcement. Now that Allegri is coming in, how many more guys are going to throw hands and say, yeah, we want out. We want out. You know, what are we going to do? Remember, Allegri was the manager of Juventus when Napoli smacked them motherfuckers 5-1 when we went on to win the Scudetto that year. Allegri is also the guy that's responsible for Napoli taking over the reins and be kicking Juventus's ass a lot more than what we used to do. Old Allegri, Napoli could barely beat Juventus. The newer version of Allegri, we were bitch slapping them motherfuckers with him as the manager. And now you want to hire him? Brother, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm telling you right now, this is a car crash waiting to happen. Yeah, Javi, I'm telling you, look up what Ralph Rangnick did to build the foundation for RB Leipzig. Ralph Rangnick is a very good sporting director and knows his shit behind the scenes to help out with the youth, to help out with the overall structure of what a club needs. You then take that, mix it with the planning and the understanding of the big picture that Maldini has, and you take a manager who is a very good young manager in Oliver Glasner, especially with what you've seen him do at Crystal Palace and in the Bundesliga with what he did at Eintracht Frankfurt. He is a very good manager. You get two good footballing minds like Rangnick and Maldini together with Glasner at the helm as a manager getting players, we're going to have a problem. Milan will be a problem once again. Big up Yusuf. Big up Zero every single time. Do you think Barca? No, it's worse with Juventus. It's worse with Juventus, RSV, because while the whole situation with Barca, with paying referees and everything else, Juventus were not only paying referees. Juventus, in the original case, in the Calciopoli scandal, Juventus was telling which referees were going to ref which game. In the situation that they were under investigation with the Prisma, no, because Juventus had more money than any of the other Italian teams, and they still tried to cook the books so that they could buy players on a cheap so they could remain that far ahead. No, Juventus's game fixing isn't just recently. Juventus has a history of game fixing going back to the 80s and the 70s. It's not just recent. They have a terrible back history if you learn the history of Serie A with the amount of times that they've been fixing games over the period. Listen, Zier, I wouldn't be surprised if Goretzka comes to Napoli with this fucking idiot now as the manager. I would not be fucking surprised if we went after Goretzka to be the replacement for Anguissa. Would not be surprised. Big up, Abhijit. Appreciate you always stopping by for the conversation, my guy. Hope all is well with you, my man. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, the thing, and that's the only thing that Barcelona and Juventus have in common. They're too big to fail. If you were to do that to Barcelona, you would cripple La Liga. Juventus, because Juventus is still the biggest team in Italy, if you sent them down to Serie B, even though that's what they deserve with the shit that they've pulled over the years, you would hurt the league. You would hurt the league, and that's the thing. And the bigger thing is with Juventus. Juventus is a publicly traded stock on the Italian stock. That's the reason why they're too big to fail for anybody to go after. Big up PFCT TV. My bad, my guy. But yeah, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, we are screwed with Allegri, man. We are screwed with Allegri. And again, don't let none of these fucking Napoli, don't let any of these Napoli fans that are trying to paint this as, oh, we got Allegri, we still look good. Don't buy that bullshit. Don't buy that bullshit. Would you take Konate on a free after Liverpool for... I would take Konate on a free, but he would never come to Napoli from Liverpool. This looks worse than even United. Damn near. Damn near. Because we ain't winning with Allegri, man. We're not winning with Allegri. We are not winning with this idiot as the manager. No way. Exactly. And that's the problem, Javi. We have so much good young talent on this team that was loaned out or that is going to be bench players that may not get the time anymore because Allegri doesn't like to develop young players. The only young player that somebody could say he developed was Dybala, and Dybala already was a top player when he was at Palermo. So it's not even like he really developed Dybala. Dybala was already on track to be a good young player. So it's not like Allegri did that much for that kid. He only wants experienced players because he's the same thing. I want my experience. I want to play a defensive. I fangul. It's fucking bullshit, dude. I don't even know who's on our short list anymore. The only guys that I know that were in talks is that there is talk that fucking Lukaku wants to stay. He wants to stay at Napoli. Again, we're going to have an old man show at Napoli. They're already talking in Italy that De Bruyne will be the replacement in the midfield on an everyday basis for Anguissa. Where does that make sense? De Bruyne is your highest paid player in the De Laurentiis period. This motherfucker couldn't even play half the damn games. He hasn't been healthy for 4 straight fucking years. But, oh, yeah, let's play him in a number 8 in a 3-5-2 because that's going to work so well. Because Luka Modric being the main guy in the midfield for Milan worked out so well. It's stupidity, man. That's all it is fucking stupidity. You're probably not wrong. You know what? He'll probably do that, and I'll do you one better. He'll probably bring in that 38-year-old motherfucker, Acerbi from Inter too, to say I needed the experience. I need experience. He's a fucking scumbag, dude. De Laurentiis has dropped the ball so hard on this. I don't know where to even look at this situation right now. Honestly, I don't know where to look for this situation with this crap. I really don't. De Laurentiis has made mistakes, bad mistakes in the past. His biggest mistake he made in the past was not building the team that he agreed to do for Ancelotti going into the 2019-2020 season. That was a massive mistake. The second massive mistake was getting Gennaro Gattuso. That was the second massive mistake. The third massive mistake was telling Luciano Spalletti basically to go fuck yourself, and I'm going to bring in Rudy Garcia because Rudy Garcia has been that good of a manager post his Olympique Lyon, post Lille when he won the league with Johan Kabay and Eden Hazard and Matt Debuchy that were all on that team back in the day, and then going to Rome and played good with Rome for 2 years where he had to clean up the mess when Luis Enrique had a terrible time at Rome, right? You bring in Rudy Garcia, who the only thing that you can say was that Rudy Garcia did a good job at Lyon because he got them to a Champions League semifinal in COVID. That's why you brought him in. He ruins the fucking team because he wanted to play very pragmatic and defensive. And now you're going to do the same thing. Conte went from playing 4-4-2, having to play more attacking football than what he wanted to do. We won a Scudetto. Conte now says, now that Vada's gone, we're going to go back to the 3-4-3 this year because the 4-5-1 that I wanted to play, which would have been defensive, because putting Scott McTominay at a left wing was such a good idea, Conte. So now you got Allegri who's going to double down and play even more defensive football. It's fucking ridiculous. Darmian and Zappacosta. Brother, if Darmian and Zappacosta pop up, it's gonna be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Modric balled out to a certain degree, bro, but that's still the point. You're relying on a 40-year-old Luka Modric to carry you in haram ball. It makes no sense. Nico Paz ain't coming to Napoli now that Massimiliano Allegri's here. And I'm going to tell you this, a lot of offensive players are not going to come to Napoli with Allegri being here. All the players you heard me and Nat talk about last night when we were talking about Napoli, you can kiss all them players goodbye. Yunus Akun is not going to come here. Loriente is not going to come here. Baris Yilmaz is not going to come here. You're not going to get, Guiri is not going to come here. There are so many good players. Had you just chosen an offensive-minded coach who knows what the fuck he's doing, there would have been so many better options. Again, Vincenzo Italiano took a shit Bologna team. I don't give a fuck that Thiago Motta got them into Champions League. Napoli was in 10th place that year when they got there. When all the good teams got their shit back together the next year, Vincenzo Italiano losing Calafiori, who everybody said for some reason, when you listen to Arsenal fans, well, Calafiori was the best player on Bologna. Not even fucking close, first and foremost. But You lose Calafiori. The only difference was 6 points in your league where you got the points in the league, and you won the Coppa Italia with fucking Bologna. What are we doing here? And then this guy just got Bologna to the quarterfinal of the Europa League. Unfortunately, he ran into Aston Villa. Orsolini's not going to come here. Lewis Ferguson is probably not going to come here now. We shot ourselves in the fucking foot with this. Yeah, no, it's nothing compared to Juventus. It's nothing compared to Juventus with that, but I definitely hear with what you're saying with that. Zappacosta's at Atalanta. Yeah, Allegri would ruin Nico Paz. At the PFC, as sad as it is, I could definitely see that happening. I could definitely see that happening with his stupidity. I definitely could see that. And Rabiot was okay with Juventus the first time around, but that's also because they had a lot of better players at that Juventus team. Wahaha. So you could be right that they made Rabiot look good when he was with, the likes of Pjanic and everybody else that was over there. But what are we going to do? And here, actually, that's a perfect talking point. This is the same fucking moron that... This was the same moron that put the idea into Juventus's head to switch Pjanic for that Artur, that Brazilian midfielder from Barcelona, who we still don't even know where the fuck that idiot's at. Listen, Lewandowski for a one-off year I wouldn't be opposed to, because Lewandowski could get you the goals that would take you to the next level to win the Scudetto for a one-off season, Javi, in my personal opinion. But again, with the defensive mindset, Lewandowski's not coming here to play Catenaccio, number one. Number two, he's not going to come. Where's the service going to come from? We're going to rely on Giovanni Di Lorenzo and Gutierrez to be the guys that are going to provide service for him, and he's going to link up with Lukaku or Højlund. Get the fuck out of here, man. And I'm not even trying to come at you, Javi, with that. But it's just, that's what I'm looking at when I look at the team that we have. Where is the creativity going to come from? David Neres is going to look good as a right wing back. Noah Lang's going to look good as a right wing back. We don't have the players to play this bullshit. We don't. Yeah, that's facts. That is facts. Bologna was, for me, I think Bologna was the toughest competition for Villa as well. And again, who was it? Oh, the guy that we were supposed to get, Italiano. But it is what it is. PFC, you're fucking classic, man. You're fucking classic with this, with constantly wanting to send Ugarte to Napoli. Brother, he would be an Allegri signing. I wouldn't be surprised. If we went and got Ugarte, it's 100% an Allegri signing. 100% an Allegri signing. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Bologna was Villa's toughest matchup for the Europa League. Yes, send Ugarte. Centurion, all the Man United fans are trying to see the downfall of Napoli because we keep buying your guys as fucking players. Imagine we fleeced Napoli for Højlund and Ugarte. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, Javi, I 100% get with what you're saying, that that you're not saying that it would work, but you could see it because of the experience. 100% agree with you. And again, that's this problem. That's the problem with Italy in general. Once again, you can see the consistent problems with what we're seeing at the national team level with Italy. We're seeing it at the club level with the league. Why are these managers constantly getting the same roundabout? It's the same old merry-go-round with fucking managers going to these other teams. How does Allegri, who hasn't done a damn thing? Yes, okay, he won a Coppa Italia with Juventus. Congratulations. Brother, if I was the manager of Juventus, I could have won a fucking Coppa Italia with that team because I would have just turned it around and played more offensive football. Not this haram ball that Juventus is barely fighting for top four. It was only a matter of time before Juventus fell out of the Champions League because of the stupidity at the front office. And you don't help out by being a dumb fuck as a manager. And again, AC Milan, everybody said at the beginning of the year, let's run down the list. The guys who, I don't even, I'm forgetting what their podcast is, but the 4 guys that do the Italian podcast based out of New York, they all tried to say that that AC Milan is going to be in the title race. And didn't happen. Allegri fucked it off. You got other people that are commentators on the Serie A that said, oh, Allegri could potentially make a title race with Milan. He fucked it off. So if he can't do a title race with AC Milan, what makes you think it's going to happen at Napoli? It's not. It's not. Plain and simple. It's not. And the even bigger problem is we have financial problems that we have to deal with. Lorenzo Luca is still at the team. He cost us 30 million euros. He's dog shit. If I had a dog and Lorenzo Luca was laying on the sidewalk, I wouldn't let my dog shit on Lorenzo Luca because he's that bad of a fucking player. I just don't understand. I just don't understand this fucking nonsense. I really just don't understand this goddamn nonsense with this bullshit at the end of the day. I really don't. I really don't. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's a good question. That's a good question. Honestly, I'm you know what? I'm gonna star this PFC, and I'm gonna hold on to that for right now, and I'm gonna come back to that question. Brother, they did all right, but the problem is they capitulated. But did they really even stand a chance against Inter? The only reason why there was somewhat of a title race was because Inter was stumbling. Once Inter kicked on, they were miles ahead of them. They were miles ahead of them. And remember, Napoli was the one that beat Milan to get over them. Once they lost to Napoli, the capitulation set in. So for me, at the end of the day, that's why I'm saying I don't fucking think that I don't think that it really even mattered with that. They did all right for 30 weeks. But again, yeah, they did all right for 30 weeks, but it's even the approach. Why are you playing 3-5-2 and thinking that Christian Pulisic and Rafa Leao as your 2 strikers makes any type of sense? Yeah. And then you say, oh, let's go get Füllkrug. That's the answer for us to win a Scudetto. Füllkrug? You should have fucking said, you know what, Lazio selling Tati Castellanos. Instead of letting him go to West Ham, where it was a lost cause anyways, let's get Castellanos since he's an experienced striker in the Serie A. Had Milan went and got Tati Castellanos, now maybe you're talking about something here because you would have went to a 3-4-3 and had Leao back out on the wing, Pulisic back out on the wing, and Castellanos as a striker. Maybe then it helps. But, oh, yeah, I'm okay with Füllkrug. We'll win the Scudetto with Füllkrug. Come on. The fuck we talking about here with this damn bum, man? If we're going to run down the list of managers, Italiano should have got offered the job, right? Italiano should have. In what fucking world does Massimiliano Allegri deserve the Napoli job over Roberto Mancini? Let's start with that comparison. How does Massimiliano Allegri get the job over Mancini? Mancini took Al Sadd from 5th place to 1st, won them the fucking league title, and then pulled the upset against Al Hilal and nearly upset Al Ali, who's won back-to-back Asian Champions League. He took them to penalties. Al Ali beat everybody else in regulation. What are we talking about here? How does Allegri get the job over Mancini? If you wanted to go get an older manager, you should have went with Roberto Mancini over that fucking bum. The guy was mediocre before all the injury. Yeah, he was. The Füllkrug is shit. He couldn't play for my fucking high school. The fall off happened when Leao started bitching when he was subbed off. Then Pulisic Form was shit. Goals dried up. It was over. Yeah, it was over then, brother. It was over long before that. AC Milan had no shot in hell of winning the Scudetto. They had no shot in hell of winning the Scudetto with the team that they had. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. If there's something good that came out of the race with AC Milan, it's that Palestra. Is that not Palestra? The other one, Bartasaghi got some minutes because Pervis Estupinian wasn't a straight up left wing back for them. PFC, you are a fucking classic, my guy. You are fucking classic. Fake rumors that Pulisic was dating Sweeney made everybody jealous. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Agree. My bad. You're right. He didn't play Ali. It was Kobe. It was Kobe. Yep. You are right. I'm sorry. My bad. Kobe lost to Al Ali in the semifinals. Yep. Yep. No, you're right. My bad on that one. My bad on that one, Zir. 100%. Bro, everyone in Italy fucking over Mancini, to be honest. Nobody wants him in Italy. Yeah, and I don't get it. And I don't get why why none of these teams are looking at Mancini. If I'm Juventus right now, I'm sacking Spalletti and getting Mancini. Spalletti don't deserve that after he coughed that up. Mancini outside of Inter is a better fit for every other club in Italy right now, bar the situation at Como with Cesc Fabregas. He's better than any of the other managers, even the youngsters that I still think should be given the opportunity. Like for me right now, Rafa Palladino should be getting the Bologna job. Vincenzo Italiano, for me, should be Italiano, as much as this is going to hurt me to say this, Italiano should be given the opportunity to manage Milan or Juve. Italiano should have got the Napoli job. He's been linked with us for 3 fucking years. I just don't understand it, man. I don't fucking understand it, man. It's absolutely fucking stupidity right now with what's been going on with this. And once again, we have fallen into the trap of just allowing utter nonsense from the ownership once again to make another stupid decision in a long list of dumb decisions in the recent time to screw us over. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Where is Conte going? Most likely Milan. The only other thing that I see going on with Milan, if Conte doesn't go to Milan, is him taking over the national team again, and we're just going to be ended in embarrassment once again if we hire Conte to the Italian national team. Listen, I'd let them take Pochettino, just not Glasner. I would love to see Pochettino's bum ass go to fucking Milan because he ain't gonna change. He ain't gonna make anything better at that club either. Because Pochettino ain't worth a fuck as a manager either. He had a great little time at fucking Spurs where people overhyped and drank the Kool-Aid that Pochettino was supposed to be the next special manager, and we all saw what fucking happened with that. That motherfucker couldn't win the French league with Mbappe and Neymar. They had to go get Messi to save their ass. That guy ain't that good of a manager either. So I'm fine with him. Just as long as it's not fucking Glasner going there. Where have you seen that, Jackson? Because nobody has said that he's agreed to terms with Milan. Milan, from the last that I checked, was talking to Iraola, even though I don't think Iraola will go to Milan. And I think he formally turned them down. But he's not – Pochettino to Milan, I don't see happening. He's holding initial talks. Yeah, Nico Schira, who's one of the best Italian journalists, has said that Pochettino will leave the U.S. men's national team after the World Cup. He has been offered to AC Milan by his agents, not him actually agreeing to it. Herculez Gomez said that he may possibly go there as well, but I wouldn't trust Herculez Gomez. He don't know his ass from a hole in the fucking ground. So it's an upgrade. I wouldn't say it's a massive upgrade. It's an upgrade, but Pochettino is not that good of a manager. Let's all be honest here. Mitchell Robinson broke his pinky finger in his right hand, and there's no time. Bro, if you guys are shot. Facts, PFC. Facts. That's the problem. Allegri is too rigid and too fucking stubborn to let go of Haram ball. Yeah, the only guy from US-based sources is that Herculez Gomez, and Herculez Gomez doesn't know what time of day it is with half the stupid shit that he says. So I wouldn't be I would not be too keen on what Herculez Gomez says. He ain't the sharpest tool in the shed at the end of the day, to be honest with you. Pochettino is trash. I don't think he's that good of a manager either. Conte to Milan, why the fuck we recycle manager between? Because that's the problem with Italy, Javi. There's nobody who's thinking outside the box. That's why this fucking country is so fucked when it comes to the national team in the league. Yeah, he was linked to Milan, now Leverkusen. Yeah, I know. I heard that, but Leverkusen's also linked with Glasner as well. So it's going to be a crazy shuffling of managers this season again. I can already see it. Hell, I would have even entertained Fargnoli, the guy who just won the league for Porto, the young Italian manager. I would have even entertained him over fucking Allegri. Poch is AC Milan. Yeah. Listen, if Pochettino's going to AC Milan, I'm cool with it because he ain't going to do shit with that team either. Yeah, exactly. He'd be fucked. AC Milan will be fucked. Big up Willinho. Big up Willinho, my guy. Appreciate you stopping by for the conversation, my guy. Yeah, no shit. No shit. He couldn't win anything. Wow. This is how stupid Pochettino is. That dumb motherfucker forced Tottenham to break the record on transfers for Giovanni Lo Celso and Tanguy Ndombele and moved Lo Celso from a guy who played secondary striker or winger or number 10 to a number 8 and then wonders why they fell the fuck apart. And played Eriksson as a right winger. I mean, who didn't see that fuck up coming? And then thought the two bums from Belgium, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, was going to carry them to the league title. That's a sackable offense right there, thinking that Toby Alderweireld and Vertonghen was going to be a center back pairing to win you the Premier League. That already shows you that Pochettino had his head up his ass. I appreciate that, Yusuf. Appreciate that. I seen an Italian fan saying on Twitter he wants Gattuso, been given a sec. We're not going to even address that, PFC, because that dude's smoking crack or he's injecting heroin. One or the two. Yeah. And let's also remember something. He shot himself in the foot with that Champions League final, rushing Kane back. He got to the Champions League final without Harry Kane being injured. You should have saved Harry Kane for maybe a 20-minute cameo. He wasn't even healthy for the fucking final. But you force him back. Like, Poch is that good of a fucking manager. He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Pochettino is not that good of a manager. He is not that good of a fucking manager whatsoever. Let's also remember the fuck up that he led with PSG, allowing Real Madrid to perform a remontada and not putting the fucking game away. Let's also remember that he lost to a Lille team that sold Gabriel Magalhaes to Arsenal and sold Victor Osimhen to fucking Napoli. They sold two big players, won the league with that old Portuguese center back, Jose Font, and an older Burak Yilmaz that took over the fucking team. That's who won the fucking league. And then he lost his job to Gaultier, who was the manager of Lille. Poch is a fucking bum. No, I think, didn't Poch finish 6th with Chelsea? Didn't he get them Europe? I think 12th was, oh no, you may be right, because did he walk in at the end of the season? Palace are keen to hire Coventry manager Frank Lampard. Yeah, let Palace fall into shit because they're going to hire Frank Lampard, bro. Frank Lampard is a fucking second division manager. He ain't worth a fuck either. He had one good year at Chelsea because he redid the exact same thing that Maurizio Sarri did and showed that he wasn't worth shit. The only other thing that he did decent was keep Everton up that one year when Everton was so god awful. Yeah, wow, I'm telling you. Jose Font, I forget who the other center back was who they got for that year. They sold Gabriel Magalhaes. They sold Victor Osimhen. They sold their two big players, used the money to get some talent to build up a better squad than what they had that previous year, and they won the league. While Pochettino took over, that's the same year, if I'm not mistaken, Pochettino took over PSG from Tuchel. Tuchel then goes to Chelsea, wins the Champions League with them in the half year. Pochettino makes it to the semifinal with PSG, loses to Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken, and couldn't do fucking shit. They won the league the year that they allowed the remontada against Real Madrid, and they were out in the round of 16. He ain't worth a fuck as a manager. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He had the purple patch at the second half to get Europe with Chelsea the year that he was there, and they still sacked him because he wasn't worth a fuck. You ain't lying, PFC. You ain't fucking lying with that one. That is facts. Oh, 100%. Mbappe was the problem with PSG. I'm not denying that whatsoever, Javi. We're seeing that unfold right now. Was Botman the guy that they got to replace him? Was Botman the next youngster that they got to replace Gabi? Because Magalhaes was at Lille. That's where Arsenal got him from. I wonder if Botman was the guy that they scouted and brought in to play with Jose Font. The fact that I'm even saying Jose Font is a fucking classic. But, bro, Pochettino ain't worth the fuck. But back to this whole situation with Napoli. Brother, it's just that simple. Allegri is not the guy for the fucking job. He's just not. You'd have had a better shot at winning the Scudetto bringing Italiano or one of the other young managers. Or if you wanted to go with an older head, you go with Mancini, so at least you could still play offensive football with fucking Roberto Mancini at the helm. Not this stupid shit. I'm telling you right now, I can see Napoli playing 3-5-2 where it's going to be Højlund and Lukaku. They'll find a way to try to keep Lukaku for a season for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they'll try to keep Romelu Lukaku. And then they're going to go Gutierrez, McTominay, Lobotka, De Bruyne, Di Lorenzo. I can see it already. I can see it already that that's what's going to happen. I can see it already that that's what's going to end up fucking happening with this dude. I'm so fucking pissed off that we did this again. So many mistakes. So many fucking mistakes. That this ownership, this owner has done way too much shit. This owner De Laurentiis, I got to get on to you with this right now. I got to get on to you with this right now, man. How many times are you going to risk the ability of this club winning for stupidity? Damian, let me tell you something. I think Chelsea made a huge mistake in letting Sarri go because Lampard didn't do anything different than what Sarri did the previous year. And the uncomfortable conversation that a lot of the guys that are Chelsea fans that were Sarri out, the problem that they don't like to talk about is Sarri had to try to Sarri was brought into Chelsea to change the mentality of Chelsea. Chelsea's history from Jose Mourinho up until more recently was defensive, pragmatic football to get them to win. Now, were there times where Chelsea played good open football? Yeah. Everybody doesn't credit Ancelotti's ability with the 100-goal season with Chelsea. Big up my guy. Big up my guy, Nat. Sorry about that, the wrong thing. Dude,
that's all good, brother.
I'm so fucking pissed off and flustered at this damn news that these idiots fucking hired Allegri. I am so fucking mad. But just to really quick, and big up for you hopping on, just to finish up with Damian. Damian, I wanted Sarri to come back to Napoli. I wanted Sarri to come back to Napoli to right the wrongs of 2017, 2018. I wanted him to come back because with this squad, Sarri could win this year. We've now allowed him to go to Atalanta. Atalanta's hired our old sporting director, Giuntoli, who's responsible for building Napoli into what it is right now. And now we're giving Atalanta an opportunity to potentially be the team to be in a title race with fucking Inter next year. And now you've given the opportunity to Como to be in a title race next year with the hiring of Allegri. Como was in Serie D 4 years ago. How the fuck were you in the 4th division of Italy 5 years ago, and you're going to now allow these guys to get into a title race because you want to go backwards and hire this fucking idiot Allegri? It's madness. But Sarri at Chelsea, I thought Sarri got sacked way too early at Chelsea. He should have been given a second year with what he did. Chelsea fans don't like to talk about the fact that Eden Hazard missed that wide open chance in the League Cup final, and they would have won 2 trophies under Sarri and still got 3rd place. So for me, I thought Sarri deserved another year at Chelsea. And to Wahaha, listen, we got fucked on 2 Scudettes, and it goes back on the ownership with De Laurentiis. But if you're talking about enjoying to watch open attacking football, Callejon, Mertens, and Insigne was absolute cinema the way we played football. We played the best football in Italy in that 3-year period under Sarri. And that's why I wanted him to come back to right the wrongs of us not winning, because it's more so on the fact that De Laurentiis wanted to be cheap while Sarri was there. So for me, Sarri should have been the guy to be hired. But Nat, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother. What the fuck do you make of this bullshit?
De Sanctis, whatever the fucking owner's name is, like, brother. De Laurentiis, my bad. He can fuck off, bruv. He can fuck off right now.
After this, I want them Americans that are offering over $1 billion for Napoli come and buy the team. This is too
right
many.
Now.
This is
right
too
now.
many.
How can the Cronkies right here, right now, Fatboy Slim settings look better than De Laurentiis, bro? How can the Cronkies right now look better than De Laurentiis? This is a fucking shambles. Like when you messaged me earlier, bro, I was like, surely not. Because even if De Laurentiis wanted to go the experience route, you and me both said multiple times, Roberto Bomber Clark Mancini. Do you know what I'm saying? Mafioso Mancini, rather, I should say. But still, either way. Do you know what I'm saying? We're bringing both cultures together. It is what it is. But if you don't want to go Italiano, then it's Mancini. Why the fuck did he pick Allegri, bro? You saw what he did at Juve, yeah? Like, the haram, he's beyond finished, bro. He's beyond finished. This is not a Don Carlito 2.0 where you think in your retarded ass mind that you're going to rejuvenate something a bit extra out of him. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, some tactical genius displays that we've never seen before, like we have. Fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking bullshit, bro. It's fucking bullshit, yeah? And like you said earlier, because I managed to catch about, was it 10, 15 minutes ago while I was eating, yeah? Now all them players that we fucking mentioned, you and I, last night, right?
They're not coming.
It's out the fucking window, bruv. Ella Basura, it's in the bin, bruv. It's in the fucking bin. So we've just wasted... Not wasted. No, I'm not going to do you like that, Johnny. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it feels like we wasted a lot of energy and time.
Yeah.
Thinking that at least we're good. If we're not going to get Italiano, then we'll get Roberto Mancini. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone who's a bit more forward thinking. But if you wanted our defense to be better, I could hear it. I can hear it. Obviously, with the heritage and all of that, you know, Italian heritage. But then you go for Roberto Mancini. Because if you give him the right players, his teams are good defensively. They're not like, you know, primetime Jose or the plethora of Italian managers in the past and all that.
But that's the thing. They do enough of both, though. They play good enough defense to win, and they play good enough offense to win. This is all defense. This is all. And again, here's the saddest thing. Como, outside of Inter, played the best football in the Serie A and had the best defense. This is why I'm saying this defensive bullshit don't fucking work. Again, Conte tried playing 3-4-3 last year. The players said, fuck off. We need to play more attacking. He went 4-4-2, your formation, and we won the fucking Scudetto. You come in this year, now we're going to start defensive because we're going to take Noah Long out of the picture, even though you wanted him, and we're going to put Scott McTominay at fucking left wing and put De Bruyne as a number 8. Now they're already saying that we're going to be playing 3-5-2 with Allegri, and then it's going to be Lobotka, De Bruyne, and McTominay in the midfield. De Bruyne can't go a full season at the number 8. And it makes it even more dumb that you won't even try to re-sign Anguissa. Because Anguissa would be better if that's what you're going to do. But again, going forward, you think Rasmus Højlund and Lukaku are going to win you a fucking Scudetto? It ain't happening. It's just fucking madness that this shit, it's just nonstop bullshit with De Laurentiis, man. It's nonstop fucking bullshit with this guy. He always finds a way to try to shoot us in the fucking foot and stop us from going forward. Because this isn't the first bonehead decision he's done. This is the same guy who told Carlo Ancelotti, I'm going to be cheap and not build you the team that I promised you. This is the same guy that after we won the Scudetto, he got fucking pissed off at Spalletti and said, we're going to hire Rudy Garcia. Rudy Garcia hadn't been a good manager since 2013, but you brought him in to try to defend a title. That didn't work out because the motherfucker didn't even make it halfway through the damn season. You sacked his ass because of stupidity. And again, it just came out today. Oak Tree, the owners of Inter, are talking about giving Inter now upwards of 150 million euros. If Inter gets 150 million euros, you're letting Inter start a dynasty period. Yeah, no, Luke, I'm not discrediting KDB's ability. Or Nat, if you go out and come back in, I'll bring you back in because your internet's moving mad right now because they're not even letting you talk. But no, Luke, I'm never questioning Kevin De Bruyne's ability. I'm never questioning him that. Kevin De Bruyne, you're a City fan. Maybe you disagree. In my personal opinion, I think Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in your club's history so far, unless I'm mistaken. I think Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in your club's history. And I said with this season, De Bruyne and Gundogan, if they were still there in their prime, Arsenal would not have won the fucking league this year. You guys would have won the league again if De Bruyne and Gundogan were still there in their peak, not the injury-filled old men. And that's what I'm saying. Kevin De Bruyne cannot play what these guys are wanting to do. He cannot play what these guys are going to want him to do. Kevin De Bruyne cannot go box to box anymore. I don't give a fuck if Italy's an old man's league. He's too injury prone now at this point in his season to be able to get up to that level. He's way too injury prone for us to even be in that conversation for us to win the fucking Scudetto with that year. It's absolute nonsense with what's been going on. This season, I felt KDB was lost in the Napoli team because he was asked to do. Yeah. Wow. Common sense would have told you, and this isn't even a slight at Kevin De Bruyne, but common sense would have told you, do not sign him. He can't stay healthy. If Kevin De Bruyne could show that he could continue to get through a full season, if these last few years where he wasn't so injury prone, fuck yeah, you sign him for free so that you can continue going forward with the team. But the problem is, at the end of the day, is he isn't. And again, Kevin De Bruyne is the highest paid player at Napoli since De Laurentiis has taken over the team. He is the highest paid player in the De Laurentiis era. That's now 22 years that he has been at the owner of Napoli, and De Bruyne is the highest paid player. He's been paid more than Insigne, more than Mertens, more than Koulibaly, more than Hamsik, more than any of the other big stars that you could think. He is the highest paid player since De Laurentiis took the team over. And then you tried to come up with this grander idea that De Bruyne will be able to play box to box and that McTominay will be left wing. And then when all the injuries came, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put De Bruyne as the right side number 10 in a 3-4-3. It was never going to fucking work.
It's not. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you're
all good. Yeah. Like, I don't know what's been going on with.
I've seen this too. I don't want Dusan Vlahovic anywhere near my fucking team. I don't want to see that bum anywhere near my fucking team. That guy is good for 2 months and he's shit.
Yeah, nah, I don't want him either. But yeah, like it's internet's been moving mad for me, like on streaming. I don't know what the fuck is happening. A bit like Napoli, bit like with us right now. It's a mad thing, bruv. It's a fucking mad thing. Like De Laurentiis, bruv. How could you fuck up this bad? Doing it once is bad enough. Twice is damn near criminal, yeah? 3 times. Not a lady, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? That cut ties, bruv. Cut ties. Bring in the other Yanks, bring in the Arabs, bring in whoever. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Put in like 200, 300, 400, $500 million. We don't even need to do the billion thing that Arsenal have just done, innit? You know, the Kroenke 6-year project and all of that shit. And how Berta was and Michele looking like they're now the final pieces when it comes to the hierarchy. Getting rid of that cartel board. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. To sort out that hierarchy. Whereas, like, to be honest, the way I see it, bro, I don't see the fans putting up with Allegri for that much. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not going to last that long, because one thing I will always give, well, most overseas teams, you know what I'm saying, teams in Europe, but especially Napoli, from what I've seen, when it comes to managers, standards and all that, ruthless, bruv. Ruthless. Because if there's any team that could get an owner out or make him switch up just like that, it's not Arsenal. It's Napoli. Do you know what I'm saying? If they all, if they're all singing from the same hymn sheet, rather, which is most likely, because it's not like Arsenal where it's still a bit, the unity is getting better, but it's not like from the very little I've seen with Napoli. The times I have seen it, I'm just like, it's something else, bro. It's insane. So if they're looking at De Laurentiis and just like, you fucked up here big time, that's it, you're done. Unless you get rid of him and get a Mancini or someone else quick and realise, oh shit, I fucked it up here big time. But from what I saw, 2 fucking years. 2 years.
2 years with a
down
third
the
year.
fucking drain. What
2 years with a third year option.
My
2 years
life.
with a third year option. And apparently, from what this is the saddest thing about this. All the big journalists in Napoli that were talking about this all put out polls. On average, over 70% of the Napoli fans wanted Italiano over Allegri. We all know what's coming with this. And here, Javi, you're 100% right. Listen, big up to Zir. I said this on his podcast. What needs to happen, and I don't condone violence, but the Napoli fans, you robbed Luciano Spalletti's car and said, we'll give it back to you when you win the Scudetto. You robbed Hamsik when he fucked up in big games. You blew up Zalajetta's Ferrari when Lamborghini when he fucked us out of Europe when he missed the 2 wide open nets against Milan. You need to get on bullshit right now. De Laurentiis needs to remember what this fucking fan base is about, and especially fucking Allegri. Allegri better get bitch slapped into reality. This ain't Juventus. This ain't fucking Milan. This is Napoli. People starve for 4 days out of the week to go see a fucking game. You better let this motherfucker know what time it is down here in the South. Don't let this bullshit go on, because this motherfucker will fuck us.
He will. He will. He's going to find out real quick. Yeah? The first signing, bro. The first fucking signing, yeah? He's going to know exactly what one, innit? If he doesn't already. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, De Laurentiis, bro. That fucking lunatic Gattuso, bro. 3rd World Cup missed in a row, bro. I know England are shit. And we've kind of had the easy routes, do you know what I'm saying, in the World Cup, more so in the Euros, innit? I hear it. But even then, just like it all stinks, bro. Italian football at the top stinks. De Laurentiis stinks. Allegri fucking stinks. Like this whole shit fucking blows, bro. And it's about to blow up in Allegri's face. Do you know what I'm saying? He should be thankful if the Neapolitans don't fucking if all they do rather is blow up his car. Do you know what I'm saying? For just like doing haram football and shit. I'm not condoning it, of course, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know,
it is what it is.
It is what it fucking is. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, that's life, bro. This ain't it's not a pacifist FC world, bro. You know, it's not a politically correct, no Curry's PC world kind of thing, yeah? This is reality. Like you said it, 100% spot on. People are starving, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They're doing whatever it takes, bro, to go to games, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's fucking expensive. I know living in London, even if you've got the money, it's fucking pretty much impossible now to get a season ticket. You have to know someone that knows someone. You have to know someone or have that much dough that you could buy a box or rent a box. Do you know what I'm saying? But even then, you got a network. You got to know someone, bro. Yeah. And with Napoli, it's like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if on a lower level with less money that similar shit is happening. You have your own ways of doing things. I hear that. But the point I'm making is we're all struggling, bro. It's not cheap to go to a fucking game, even if you have the money.
Yep.
Because then if you have the money, you don't have all the time in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you have all the time in the world, that means you don't have enough and you're struggling. You're eating crumbs, bro. I know what that's like. I'm in the trenches now, bro. It is what it is. I've only been to a few Arsenal games last year, bro, last season, because I knew someone that knew someone that knew someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if I had the money, I wouldn't be able to get a season ticket. So, right. so to just make football manager decisions, LMA manager and all that shit, thinking, oh well, if I get sacked, I can just boop, reset. Do you know what I'm saying? Restart the PS2. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll let's go again, guys. Let's freaking go again. No. Fuck that bullshit, bro. No. There's no respawns. This ain't Call of Duty, bro. You got to think about what you're fucking doing. You got to think, bro. Word to Lynn Collins and that. If you know people, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like it's for me, bro. Let's be honest. Can anyone actually look us dead in the eye and say that De Laurentiis didn't have a fucking clue what the fans actually wanted? Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, he didn't know. He's just thinking about, well, we've got this team here and, you know, we can win right now. There's context, though. You have to understand, we've got young players. Yes, you need experience. But this whole outdated format, I'm not even going to say it's old school or ancient. It's run its course, bruv. It's out of date, bruv. the use by best before date, however way, whichever ones, yeah? Like, especially the use by date. Allegri is way gone that use by date, bruv. You're getting poisoned, bruv. With the players that we got, yeah? Playing a 3 at the back, a 3-5-2, can easily mold into a 3-4-3. Again, back once again, bruv. Nah. Allegri,
Bro,
I never rated him like that anyway. It was more the players that he had at Juve, bro, that made him look 10 times better than he actually was.
Yeah,
Dybala and that. All 100%. Of them players. Pogba, all of that. Vidal.
Marquisio
for damn sure.
Barzagli, Chiellini, Bonucci, Buffon.
Gigi Buffon. Yeah. Those were the players that made you look fucking
Mandzukic.
sick. Exactly. The problem with this shit, yeah. Yes, he's a kind of an old school manager, but even the old school managers, yeah, because they see the paycheck, they do the PR, whatever the case may be, yeah. This is why modern football is in the bin. Unless certain people get in certain positions, or better yet, the fans just wake up and we're like, no, we're not accepting this bullshit, bro. Yeah? Standards FC, we want to see proper football. We want the fans and the players to be the most important at the football club. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we will always be there. We will always be there as fans, yeah? And the players win us the game. Yes, the manager can help, but it's not all about you, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why I fucking hated Arteta's guts for the longest, bruv. This is why I never wanted him in the first place, because you see this in people, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Not to try and toot my own horn and shit, but I'm an excellent judge of character. But honestly, that comes from experience, bruv. It comes from a lot of pain and experience, Rocky 1 settings and that, yeah? We've seen enough of Allegri to know he's completely finished. He's not going to do a Don Carlito. He's not even going to do what Roberto Mancini's been doing, going about his business, getting his money, but also trying to experiment maybe a little bit here and there, tinker slightly, evolve, work with different players. Allegri's going to do none of that bullshit. He'll do worse than what Arteta's done this season, bro. Arteta has stank his way to a Premier League potentially double. Spicy double, bro, with a little bit of space. Chris Eubanks, senior settings, bro.
Bro, they're saying that with the 150 million that Inter may still sell to Ram and Fratesi. Now, if they sell those two players, you're potentially getting another 50 to 60 million euros with those two players. So Inter could potentially spend over 200 million euros. Bro, you just handed them a dynasty. You just handed them a dynasty by not getting a competent fucking manager. 210 million. Can you imagine a world? Because they're trying to say that they tried to say today at, I think it was Sabatini, two of the guys that we mentioned last night, they're saying that Guiri and Mason Greenwood could go to Inter with the amount of money that Oaktree, the ownership firm for Inter, is giving them money. It's insanity. Could you imagine if Inter get imagine a world where Mason Greenwood and fucking Tonali go to Inter. It's over with. With Allegri, it's over with. Nobody's competing with their fucking team.
It's a fucking disgrace here, bro. Like I said at the start, yeah. Like, I couldn't believe it. I almost couldn't believe it. Like, what the fuck was De Laurentiis actually thinking, bro? We would have been far better off with Fabregas now.
100%.
Fucking
100%.
Like, my lord, what? That I thought I was gonna have a super great summer. Arsenal in Champions League final. In my opinion, I still believe they'll win it, but it's like that game's going to be a lot closer than people think anyway. But that's by the by. Napoli got rid of Conte. I thought, you know what? This is going to be a great summer. Looking forward to next season. Watch a whole season with Napoli this time around. Be great. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal winning. But now this shit. This fucking scrub. This bummy ass prick. My days, bro. My days. Yeah. I'll be amazed if he lasts 6 months, bro. I'll be fucking amazed if he lasts 6 months.
You and me both.
Because even if he tried, let's say for some goddamn miracle, yeah, that he decides to play attacking football all of a sudden. When the fuck has he ever done that?
2010, 2011. And it's only because of the players that AC Milan had. That was when Milan had that team with Cassano, Robinho, Ronaldinho, Kevin Prince Boateng, and Zlatan.
Pato was still there.
Pato and Pazzini. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And
again,
he had
going
to
back to the players. Yeah.
And he had to do that because of the players. Ronaldinho wasn't going to play no fucking Catenaccio. Let's all remember something. Allegri was one of the same fucking idiots that told AC Milan he thought Pirlo was too old. We shouldn't re-sign him. Let's all remember that. Allegri is part of the reason why Pirlo went to Juventus and Juventus went on to dominate with Antonio Conte. That's on him. Like I said, with the Prisma investigation, Juve was under investigation for game fixing the 2 seasons that Sarri came up short by 4 points, and then the year that Rudy Garcia almost won the Scudetto with Inter. The 3 years of Sarri were all under investigation that they were fixing games. That's all Allegri's time period. So if you're under investigation for game fixing, you have 10 times the amount of money that both Napoli and Rome combined had. Are you really that good of a manager? It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Solace Makers, who's a fantastic creative winger, you try to play it, you've made as a right wing back. For what? For what? The last time I remember him playing an offensive formation was the 4-2-3-1 the first year Ronaldo got to Juventus. Since then, it's either been 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. And again, if that's the case, who here honestly thinks that Højlund and Lukaku is a two-man tandem is going to go forward and win with us playing a round ball? It ain't going to fucking happen. You think Di Lorenzo and Gutierrez are magically going to start scoring goals? It's ridiculous. It's a fucking dude. Exactly with what you said, man. I hope the American owners now come in there, drop the $1 billion to De Laurentiis and pump money into the team, because this is just too many fuck ups now for this guy. Yes, I 100% back you that you got us out of the shitter when we were bankrupt and we've won the amount of trophies in 22 years. But brother, you basically told top 3 greatest managers of all time and Carlo Ancelotti to go fuck himself because you fucked him over while he was at Napoli. Luciano Spalletti gets you to win as one of the dominant teams in the history of the Serie A. You told him to go fuck himself and brought in Rudy Garcia, which made absolutely no sense because Garcia ain't done shit since he got a semifinal with Lyon during the COVID Champions League. And I mean, it's just too many. And then the 2 times where Sarri told you I need 2 new players in the winter transfer to get us over the line against Juventus, you said no both times and we fucked up. So there's just a track record of too many times you've decided to make a bad decision at the worst possible time. And that's exactly what this is. Everybody was waiting to see who's going to replace Conte so that Napoli could run it back and try to go 3 Scudettos in 5 years. That's out the window. We ain't winning no 3 Scudettos in 5 years with this fucking idiot at the helm. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. Serie A would have to have the worst year in its history for Napoli to win the Scudetto with this fucking bum.
It's not even a joke, bro. It's not even like, for me, I don't understand, right, how he can get it wrong 3 times. And every time he's got it wrong, the past 3 times, right, I'm speaking about, it's getting worse and worse, bro. De Laurentiis has to go, bro.
Yep.
He has to go now, bro. You can't get away with doing that shit 3 times. We know we're ruthless. Do you know what I'm saying? Compared to Arsenal, Napoli doesn't even compare. Do you know what I'm saying? All the focus and attention now is on De Laurentiis, yeah? turn up at his yard and demand answers. You can do that without causing any ruckus. Do you know what I'm saying? Just make it clear that it's just like, look, you're taking the piss. Just stand outside his gate, get the placards out, all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't even need to do the mad thing. There'll be fans that know where he is. Do you know what I'm saying? That know where he is and all of that. Like how PSG
he's returning
up at Neymar's house.
LA. He's returning to LA. He hired Allegri and he's going back to his house in LA because he's probably producing another fucking movie. That's probably why he's going back to LA because he timed.
Oh, how fucking convenient! Yeah, how fucking convenient.
That's the word I'm looking for. Convenience. Yeah,
how fucking convenient. Dickhead, bro. Absolute fucking dickhead. I would love to hear what Antonio thinks about this shit. Do you know what I'm saying? He's probably just as livid as we are. Like it has like it for me. Yeah, great timing, great fucking timing from the Lord and prick. Do you know what I'm saying? De Laurentiis, bro. Like what? It's almost like you couldn't write this shit. You couldn't write this shit. Majority of Neapolitans, Napoli fans around the world wanted Italiano. They would have taken Mancini as second choice, right?
Yep.
Pretty much no one wanted Allegri, bruv. Even Arsenal fans don't want Allegri, bruv. Especially not in recent times. Do you know what I mean? Especially the way we're moving right here, right now, Fatboy Slim settings, bruv. Like, De Laurentiis, bruv, your time, it for me personally, it's more than done, bruv. It's more than done. Because, yes, we won the Scudetto under Conte, yeah? But are you telling me we couldn't have done that with a Mancini? You're telling 100%. Me we couldn't have done that with other managers? Do you know what I'm saying? With the players that we got. Not bought a Trashmas Højlund, bruv. Not bought a Politano. One Jesus. Them three alone.
I bet you Juan Jesus and Politano.
Beyond fucking disgrace.
I bet you Juan Jesus and Politano stay on the team now because Allegri makes experienced players. I'm willing to bet you money.
Exactly. Well done, De Laurentiis.
Stuck on this team.
Well done.
Shabazz, as far as this goes, I don't know if Napoli owed United anything behind closed doors. I have no idea as far as that. Højlund, to me, is an absolute first of all, the sad thing about this is Højlund's only scored 11 goals this season in a defensive, pragmatic way. And people are trying to say, some stupid Napoli fan that I've seen, and I can't believe this guy even had the balls to get out in the public and say this, that it's a good purchase for 50 million. Højlund ain't worth 20. If Højlund was on the sidewalk, if Højlund was a piece of a sidewalk, I wouldn't let my dog shit on him because he's that bad. Let's be honest here. Højlund fucking sucks. Politano fucking sucks. The only positive thing that I could see is maybe Allegri saying Højlund's too young for me. Let's not waste 50 million. That would be the only positive that could potentially come out of that. But then it goes to what fucking bum are you going to look at as an experienced striker? Because I tell you this right now, Dusan Vlahovic is not an upgrade on Højlund because he's just as fucking useless.
Jonathan David, bruv. He is definitely the type to bring in Jonathan David. Jonathan fucking David, bruv. Like
Maxwell, I'm sorry. Allegri ball made defenders confident 10 years ago. Not now. The only Matteo Gabbia.
It's a different game, bruv. It's a different game.
Matteo Gabbia was already a good, young, talented defender. Allegri didn't make him better. He didn't. Pavlovic was already on the rise. Allegri didn't make him better. Fikayo Tomori was already a good defender. Allegri didn't make him better. Pioli made those guys better. Allegri came in and fucked everything. You want to hear a crazy stat? This is going to blow your fucking mind. When Milan lost to Napoli, this was April 6th. Milan was in second place. Napoli eventually jumped them, right? These are the last 7 games that AC Milan had that Allegri capitulated for them to fall out of Europa League. Just watch this. Next game after Napoli, Milan played Udinese. Udinese beat Milan 3-0. They then played Verona, who got relegated. They only beat them 1-0. Milan then play Juventus. They tie 0-0. They then play Sassuolo. Sassuolo beats them 2-0. They then play Atalanta. They lose to Atalanta 3-2. They play Genoa, who's dog shit. They won 2-1. And on the last day of the year, they lose to Cagliari 2-1. So that means out of the last 7 games of the season, Milan only got 7 points out of 8 games. 7 points out of 8 games when you're fighting for Champions League. You only picked up 7 points in 8 games. There's no fucking reason for this idiot to be here. Oh, for opposition players. No, you're 100. Okay, you're 100%. Yes, Allegri ball makes the opposition players love to
the other team.
You're 100% correct.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
You might as well go call. Yeah, I was just gonna say Insigne's in City B. You might as well call Insigne back up at 34 years old. Fuck it. If we're gonna go experience, let's go all the way with it. Let's get real stupid with this idiot.
Yeah, bring Dries Mertens back. Bring Caleron back. I don't give a fuck. Bring the 3 Musketeers. Bring them back, bro. Neapolitans back. The 3 Neapolitans, bro. Bring them back, bro. Bring it back like Maloko and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do what you got to do, innit? Because now De Laurentiis has put us in this shit. Full of shit. And he needs to fuck off while shitting his fucking pants as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my life, bro. This is beyond shambolic. Yeah.
Maybe Milik or Zielinski.
I tell you what, the only slight positive as well, the only slight positive as well is that this is going to expose Allegri to the whole world that he's finished, bro. Like, what he does in the first 6 months, if he even gets to that point, it's going to expose to the whole world that he has done as a football manager. Because one thing's for sure, English football fans, they're brainwashed and they're super duper patient. Do you know what I'm saying? Most of them don't have the fucking bollocks. It's more of a cultural thing. It is what it is. But even then, bruv, if you tighten the screw a bit too much too soon, they'll clock out, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll just be apathetic about it and just walk away, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll just walk a fucking way. Like, for me, we're at this point right now where really and truly, there is nothing that this manager can do that is actually gonna even remotely, fundamentally take us to the next level, bruv. He's gonna take us backwards.
Yep.
That's the only direction we're going, is backwards, bruv. If the whole world has to see that Massimiliano Allegri, I'm gonna call him Nick and the Living Allegri from now on. Do you know what I'm saying? Odegaard, he can get the Bly in it. You know, he's just won the Arsenal Premier League. You know, he can lose that title. I'll give it to Allegri now. Nick and the Living Allegri, bruv. And it actually rolls off the tongue a little. Quite nice. So I'm gonna keep that right here, right now. Fatball slim settings. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Nick and the Living Allegri, bruv. Yeah, that prick. He's gonna find out real quick. He's gonna drown. He's gonna drown, bruv.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's gonna keep drowning. You know, and he'll wish it's a dream, like Robert De Niro in Heat, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll wish it's a fucking dream, but it's not, bruv. It's reality. Reality is, you ain't been coaching, bruv. You've not even been managing properly for the past 5 years or so, even longer than that. Your time is dusted, bruv. Arteta knew this season he had to get it over the line. You think Arteta's going to play that stinky ass football next season unless we're winning consistently? Do you know what I'm saying? But even then, he's going to be more attacking, more direct. He's going to relax a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the fans, ultimately, our fans, Arsenal fans, won't want to see that same football next season, especially if we win the champs as well as the Prem. No chance, yeah? Mm-hmm. The standards are already set. Napoli have always had standards for the longest. I would say since, and even before that, since you got promoted back to Serie A, bruv,
Yeah.
And you've won Scudetto after Scudetto. We've won trophies, bro, since that time. What was it, 07, 08? Something like that. So for me, it's like, why are you going backwards, bro?
We've won 7
trophies
trophies.
Trying to do?
We've won 7 trophies in 22 years under De Laurentiis' tutelage as the ownership. And the first few years, we ran it close, but financially we had so many problems that we still needed to stabilize that we really couldn't fight for anything, even though our league finishes weren't bad. It's just, once again, now all of a sudden, why risk it again? Again, it's just too many stupid decisions. You've been the owner for too long. You know what it takes to win a Scudetto. You know how long it took and all the pain it went through for us to actually get over the line and actually win for the first time. And now you're just going to say, oh, fuck it. Well, we're going to fucking try to risk it again? Again, if Inter get 150 million to spend as a base, this is a dynasty period that we're allowing to happen because we chose Allegri. I'll be honest with you. I'd be shocked if Allegri makes it past the first 3 months.
Yeah.
Because I think there's going to be so much upheaval with the fans. I think that he's going to have no choice but to leave. And again, the even bigger problem is, who the fuck wants to come to this team now? Who are you going to be picking from? You going to go get 32-year-old Leon Goretzka? Is that going to be what we're looking at? He shouldn't even be looked at. We went down when you and me were talking about all the squad that we should be building for Italiano to play this young rock and roll attacking football. None of them players are going to look at us now. And Allegri don't even like playing young kids. So what happens to Alisson Santos, Giovanni, and Vergara now next year? What, we're just going to start selling the young talent? This is what I mean. This makes no fucking sense.
It's not going to make us more money. We're losing money, bruv, as well as falling back in Serie A. It makes no sense on any level, bruv. Which, look, I hear what you're saying. 6 months maximum. But like I said, I'd be amazed if he even gets to that point. Yeah. Because like you said, there's going to be so much fucking upheaval, bro. You're absolutely livid, and I hear it. I'm not happy too. It's weird. I'm fucking baffled and angry at the same time because I just don't understand the fuckeries. Like, why would you make this decision after you've made 2 fucking bullshit decisions before? Now, of all, it's done. It's done. If there's a clause in the contract where you can just rip it up and still try and get Italiano, bro, do it now. The fans need to act now, bro. This is a disgrace. This is beyond a fucking disgrace. Like, blood fire for that motherfucker. Do you know what I'm saying? The fans need to act, bro. Because that Napoli fan, whatever that was saying, 50 mil was a good deal and all of this, everything's not as bad in certain places, with the team. Nah, bro. Nah. With this manager, there's no spinning this shit. Not in Napoli, for damn sure. Do you know what I'm saying? Not with the Neapolitans. Not with the fans. Like, you can't do that to us, man. Like, all over the world. If you want to build a fan base, Inter have got fans around the world. Juve, Milan, of course, have got fans in the world. When you start winning and you keep winning regularly, you don't just fucking stop, which is ultimately where the Cronkies are at right now. They can't go back. They can't do Wilder fighting bum every fight. Every next fight is a bum. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't be fighting a bum a month and all that shit. The standards have been set. You have to deliver now. You have to keep winning, bruv. If you're charging exorbitant prices and shit, you have to keep fucking winning. It's as simple as that. Whereas this fucking cunt thought it would be such an ingenious idea, a solution to the Conte problem. Oh, so you had trouble with the 3-4-3? Yeah. No. No worries. We'll just bring in a guy who's actually worse that plays a 3-5-2. Technically, it's a different formation. Fane Magin's gates. Do you know what I'm saying? He's pulling that fucking bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? De Laurentiis is doing the Fane Magin's gates. I changed something, guys. Like, I'm doing the best I can. No, bruv. No. Head's gone, bruv. I need that MRI scan. Do you know what I'm saying? He needs to get that MRI scan, bruv. I need to see that shit, yeah. I need to see confirmation, bruv, yeah? Because that doesn't make sense on any level. Unless it's some next level fuckeries, it makes no sense, yeah? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
ridiculous, bro.
Fucked. It's completely fucked.
The 3-4-3 didn't fucking work under Conte, right? 3-4-3 didn't work under Conte. We didn't make it out of the Champions League group stage. In what world do we actually think that Napoli's going to make it out of the group stage next year with Allegri at the helm? When we need that money to aid. We lost 12% on revenue this year because we didn't make it out of the group stage, out of the league phase in the Champions League, and because we didn't win the Scudetto, and because we spent crazy money on players. We've lost money this season. We have to recoup money. What fucking young talent is going to want to say, you know what, I want to go to Napoli and apply my trade? What quality players in the Serie A actually look at Napoli right now and say that's a project that's headed in the right direction? No one. The only way they come here is if it's an upgrade on the club that they're at, and they're not going to even try to stay because, again, who's going to do this? First of all, what winger, if you go back and watch the show last night that I had with Nat, what winger out of all those guys is going to want to come to Napoli and play as a wingback? Because, again, let me remind everybody, Federico Chiesa was the hottest winger in the fucking world after he helped us win that European championship for Italy. And Allegri said, you know what my next master plan is? Chiesa's going to play wingback. Who's going to put up with that bullshit? That's the problem at the end of the day of what's going on. It's absolute nonsense. It's absolute fucking nonsense. Yeah, Timsy, my bad. Yes, Allegri was hired as the new manager today for Napoli. It was announced a few hours ago, and I've been pissed off the entire day since I found this out. Shabazz, as far as your question, we will never know. Maybe it's going to take Napoli to fall into the Europa League on a fuck-up this year and get a different manager for us to maybe have a chance at winning, for De Laurentiis to maybe wake up. But like I said, for me, at the end of the day, at this point now, with all the mistakes that De Laurentiis has made in the past, them Americans need to come back and force this motherfucker to sell the damn team. Sell the damn team. You know, the American ownership in England is one thing. The Italian-American ownership of these clubs in Italy, they've actually been decent owners. It's an Italian-American that owns Atalanta. Atalanta has been a completely different team since these new ownerships have come in. They have punched well above their weight limit. Yeah, they fucked up at the beginning of this year hiring Ivan Juric, but at the end of the day, you saw what Palladino. Fuck, I would have took Palladino to play at Napoli, to coach Napoli over fucking Allegri. Allegri don't work no more, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
what you said right here is nothing but facts, and that's what me and Natster are trying to figure out. How you took a Milan team from second to fifth in 8 games, only getting 7 points out of 24 when you need Champions League to keep that project going. How he fucked that off and then landed the Napoli job makes no fucking sense. No, I'm sorry. I got to say this real quick. The level of disrespect that Roberto Mancini is getting by not even getting the phone call to properly interview for Napoli with what he's done in his career compared to all the questionable shit that has gone on with Allegri, especially the second time going to Juventus and now at Milan, it is nothing but disrespect. Because if you're not going to go back and get sorry to right the wrong, Mancini should have been the only guy looked to if you want an experienced manager. He should have been the only guy getting talked to once Sarri said yes to Atalanta. And then if Mancini was going to say no because he wants the Italian national team, you should have went down the line of one of these younger Italian coaches that actually play open attacking football. Italiano should have got the job. Palladino could have got the job. Fuck, I would have took De Zerbi before Tottenham shit Spurs took his ass. I would have taken De Zerbi for the future if you wanted a young attacking manager. Not this.
Should have done that when he left fucking Marseille. Could have made the call.
Facts.
So instead of going to Tottenham to just about keep them up, and they'll finish mid-table. They'll finish mid-table, so they'll be safe from relegation next season. Whoopee and all that shit. De Laurentiis has completely fucked it. Get that prick out the door. Bring in the Italian Americans, like you just mentioned earlier. That owns Atalanta. Like, we need to go that route.
This is another guy too. I would have taken a chance on Farioli. He just won the fucking league for Porto. I would have taken a chance on Farioli. Yes, he capitulated and Ajax lost the title last year while he was the manager. Guess what? He realized that he fucked up. He walked out on Ajax. He said, I'm not good enough to be the manager here anymore because I fucked us out of winning the league. Went to Porto, wrote the wrong, and won the fucking Portuguese league the very next season. That's a manager that understands. Yes, accountability.
Accountability is the best ability, not availability, bro. Because you can be there 24/7, 365 days a year, yeah? If you're shit, you're just consistently shit, bro.
Shabazz, no. Liam Rossinior ain't coming. Diary of a CEO merchant ain't coming.
Stephen Bartlett, bro. Exactly,
yeah,
bro.
It ain't fucking
Matisse FC, Cole Anderson FC, Craig David FC, bro. Do you know all of that motherfucker? He looks like a lot of people. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, that's funny. But at the same time, it's just like no.
Well, I don't even.
I would lose my shit. I would lose my shit. Don't like. You're gonna erupt, bro. I'll lose my shit, but you're gonna erupt if that ever fucking happened. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're pissed that fucking Allegri. To be honest, yeah, I would have only entertained Allegri at one point in my lifetime. That was towards the end of Wenger. Like, give him a year or two, stabilize our defense. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's all he can fucking do remotely. Do you know what I'm saying? Get us competing again. And then we find a better manager, an Unai Emery as an example, like we did. Then you go that route. Don Carlito, then go that route. Instead, we went the Arteta route. And for now, yeah, it took way too long. But so far, it's paid off. Now he has to keep winning. What De Laurentiis has done is taken us fucking backwards.
Exactly. Yeah. I would have offered Unai Emery money because you don't know what the situation is going to be at Aston Villa. You don't know if they're really going to be able to pump in money because the way PSR and everything works, they might get fucked again that they can't invest as much money as they want to. I'd have offered a contract to Unai Emery. Hell, I would have offered a contract to Glasner right now.
Oh, 100%.
Let me tell you something. I hope Pochettino goes to Milan because he ain't worth a fuck as a manager either. I'm telling you this right now. Mm-hmm. If Ralph Rangnick and Paolo Maldini are really the two guys that are linked to take over Milan behind the scenes and Glasner becomes the manager, Milan is going to be a fucking problem in a very short period of time.
Exactly. Because we live in a new world, bruv, of modern football where the players are bang average at best Kevin Samuel settings, do you know what I'm saying? And managers that think they're 10 times better than they actually are. But some of them have got potential and very few are actually great managers. There's still some good managers, very good managers, top quality managers, but there's not many great managers anymore. And the player pool has gone way down in terms of technical ability. But the signs are looking pretty good, to be fair, in English football and even in Italian football. But again, it's politics, bro.
Yeah.
If the signs are good, getting better, improving, which I've seen it in England. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure there's something in place in Italy in terms of the foundations, the facilities, etc. It's just the politics.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking bullshit. It's the PR and all of that. When you're at that point and it's clear and obvious, fans need to nationwide, whatever team we support, whatever, this is fucking bullshit. And then you can tailor make it to your own club, so in this case Napoli, and be like, nah, he's taken us backwards. We're not going back to mid-table and then get us relegated to go back to Serie B. Fuck that. Fuck that. There's a reason why our stadium is Diego Armando Maradona, bruv.
Mm-hmm.
He set the precedent, bruv, with John Smith as his fucking agent, superstar agent, that helped get fucking Arshavin. You know the story, bruv. That got Arshavin over the line because Ivan Gazidis, that tight cunt, couldn't fork out 2 million when we easily had that. We had that in droves. That was chump change, bruv, as you guys like to say. Do you know what I'm saying? That's chump change, bruv. Yeah?
I hear with what you're saying with that they're going to sell Rodgers and they get the Champions League, but here's the problem. Villa had a net loss of over 130 million pounds. They were the second highest net loss behind Chelsea this year. So they have to straighten that out coming into it. Yes, the Champions League money helps and the sell of Rodgers will help, but you still have to question what they're going to get as far as a replacement. So if they're not going to fully back what Unai Emery wants as a replacement, that's why you have to wonder if Unai Emery really stays long-term at Aston Villa. That's what I'm bringing up as far as that with the financial side. Glasner, yeah, listen, Pochettino is just a shit manager. I don't think, Rangnick is a beast. Again, RB Leipzig, the success that club has had is down to the foundation that Rangnick built up at the end of the day. If Ralph Rangnick goes with Paolo Maldini, the way Paolo Maldini built up AC Milan the last time before Zlatan, Fellaini, and everybody fucked everything off when they forced Ricky Massara and Maldini out of the squad, out of the back room. If you get Maldini back with a mind like Rangnick and you get a quality manager like Glasner to Milan, it won't take long before Milan gets their shit back in order. So again, and that's what you have to worry about. You're fighting against the tide. It's only a matter of time before Milan get it right again and they go back forward. Again, these clubs make way more money than Napoli does. Napoli, the last few years since we won the Scudetto, have just started to earn over 200 million in revenue. Inter Milan is operating at 600 million plus, and they're about to possibly get another 150 million. Again, I stress this. If Inter get 150 million, Bet Marotta is the best CEO running a fucking club. You saw Bet Marotta was the guy that made Juventus win 9 straight Scudettos. He built the foundation for that fucking team.
Don Dada, bruv. That's a Don Dada. Do you know what I'm saying?
Now you look at all the trophies that he's won at his time with Inter. Look at all the trophies Inzaghi won. Conte won the Scudetto. Now you just seen Christian Kivu won a double with Inter Milan. And Bet Marotta's about to get another 150 million possibly. You have to fight that straight up. You have to try to fight it as best as you can. Allegri is not the fucking guy to do it. You see, Marotta told Allegri to fuck off. He didn't want Allegri to come in after Conte. He didn't want his ass. He chose Simone Inzaghi, a young manager who plays more forward-thinking brand of football than Allegri, because the writing's been on the fucking wall that Allegri is done. It's fucking absolutely bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. It's absolute fucking nonsense. Would you take the Zerbi as Suj? Here. I'll run down a list right now. Italiano, Palladino, De Zerbi, Sarri, Mancini. Those are 5 managers just off the top that are attainable managers for Napoli that I would have took over Allegri. Hell, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather deal with another year of Conte than fucking Allegri, because maybe Conte will fucking 100%. Realize he's got to go back to 4-4-2 and play more attacking football than this bullshit 3-4-3 that fucked us this year. Allegri don't give a fuck.
His 3-4-3 ain't working no more. Do you know what I'm saying? Remember when he was at Chelsea and he tried to do the 4-4-2, but it didn't work at that point in time with them players and all that, because the Premier League's just different level. Do you know what I'm saying? It was the first time he came in, and we slapped them 3-0 at the Emirates, and then Conte was like, nah, we're going to rip that shit up, go back to 3-4-3 because I know exactly what to do with that, and I've got grasp of the Premier League after 6 months, innit? I figured it out. Do you know what I'm saying? The pace, the power, and everything else that comes with it. Yeah. At this point, I would, no word of a lie, no joke, I would rather Paddy V, bro. I'd rather Patrick Vieira be manager of Napoli than fucking Allegri.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Because what he did at Palace, yeah, he gets a lot of shit, but he built the foundations. Let's be real, yeah.
That is
Patrick
facts.
Vieira
that is facts.
Got sacked.
The foundations at
he got sacked because he lost too many games in a row. But the truth of the matter is, at that time, Palace had difficult fixtures, and I'm not trying to, do the victim card. None of that bullshit. Those were facts, bro. All the games that Palace lost under Patrick Vieira, right? They weren't games that they were supposed to win, bro.
Nope.
It was all expected results.
Mm-hmm.
Just so happened to, it's one of those wrong place at the wrong time kind of shit. Yeah?
Yep.
But at the same time, he still built them foundations so that a Glasner came in, already proven at Frankfurt.
Yep.
That Austrian wizard, bruv, at this point, do you know what I'm saying? Dude. Done his thing now with Palace, period. Left on the highest of highs for that club, yeah? He'll have a statue. Best believe he'll have a statue.
Oh, he should
Palace
get a
fans,
statue.
They'll demand that shit. Palace fans, do you know what I'm saying? They're the very few fans, yeah, that are on it, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? That it's all unity, do you know what I'm saying? They're proper fans. So when Gunn says, like, that's the best away day in terms of, like, the opposition fans, like, the atmosphere, he ain't joking, bruv. I'm not too far away from Selhurst Park, bruv. I know Wagwan. My dad's seen Palace games, innit? Way back in the day. Lived around the area as well. So it's like, for me, like, he's done fucking wonders. But Patrick Vieira built them foundations. He changed the style of play because what did they have before Patrick Vieira, bro? Alan Pardew trying to do a little boogie, getting too giddy and all of that bullshit when you're 1-0 up against United, and then Wazza slapped you about at the end like a little bitch, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you had Wilfred Zaha, I felt sorry for Will Zaha. Do you know what I'm saying? Pardew got too gassed and took his eye off the ball completely. Wazza chucked the baseball at Pardew's fucking head. That's what happened. Do you know what I'm saying? And even before that, you had Roy Hodgson and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Patrick Vieira, he had a philosophy. He still has a philosophy. But when he was at Palace, you could see what he was doing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They were playing some great football with players that weren't of the highest quality, that you weren't expecting much from. But he got the most out of them players. Mm-hmm. He knew exactly what he was working at. He could have easily done what TT and other managers that have tried to give it a crack. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, I'm just going to hound them in terms of, you need to do this. Because back in my day, but no. That shit doesn't work, innit? Otherwise, Roy Keane would be an elite level manager. He's nowhere near that. Never will be. That's why he's doing the Sky Sports thing. Yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? And he's box office. But still, Patrick Vieira had a fucking plan. And he stuck to that plan.
Mm-hmm.
And Palace pulled the trigger too early. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. They panicked. Like a trigger-happy cop. Do you know what I'm saying? Paris is like that motherfucker. If he was a cop, he'd be trigger-happy. 100%. Yep. As soon as he gets the jitters, like, it is what it is. But the fact that I'm saying that, Patrick Vieira, obviously Fabregas now, at this point, Arteta's a better option. And I never thought I'd say that shit. That Patrick Vieira and Mikel Arteta. My lord, bro. My lord. See, Allegri, I don't know why he accepted this, bro. I really don't.
Because he knows he doesn't have any other options. Allegri is in the exact same boat right now as what Conte was when Conte walked in through the doors at Napoli. Conte took the Napoli job because he knew the big clubs weren't taking a risk on him. He needed to prove himself at Napoli. The problem with Conte coming into this year was he was a fucking jag-off, and he said, you need to prove that it's worth my time to stay here since I came in and won you a Scudette. We spent the money for him to stay here, and he fucked everything up with his stupid idea that McTominay as a left wing was really going to fucking work. As far as what Tibbsy's at, Tibbs, There's a ton of young Italian talent. Everybody needs to get to know this kid that's at Dortmund right now. He's 18. His name's Samuele Ignacio. That kid is a fucking stud. He's the kid that just got us to beat France's U17 team. Italy's U17 is filled with fucking ballers. Again, the problem is Allegri don't like young kids. Allegri has the same complex that Conte has, where he doesn't like young kids unless he has to play them through injuries. That's the only way young kids get opportunities. He wants the same old shit that's the same problem in fucking Italy. I want 27-year-olds to 32-year-olds to be able to play fucking bullshit Catenaccio. That doesn't work anymore. Mario, Paisan, I appreciate you stopping by. No beef with Inter at all. Being Napoli, we fuck with you guys more than we do Juve or fucking Milan. And to be honest with you, I'd rather you guys get into a dynasty than see Milan or Juve fucking return. I hope you guys stack trophies if Napoli's going to fuck this all up, because I don't want to see Milan or Juve return back to dominance at all. So I'd rather you win. But at the same time, we should be the only team going blow for blow with you like it's been the last 4 years. But De Laurentiis hiring Allegri is absolutely terrible. Ranieri's not coaching anymore, Shabazz. He's actually the head of Roma. He's the guy running the show at Rome right now. He's the one that hired Gasperini from Atalanta. So he's not coming back to the coaching bench anytime soon. I actually think he retired from coaching for what's been going on. But
fair play, man.
Jack Wilshere with the Papa John's trophy.
Yeah.
Listen, I take a chance on Wilshere. Again, I will take a chance on any young manager that plays forward-thinking football, but not this bullshit with Allegri. This nonsense. And don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with hiring a manager that's a little bit more pragmatic, but not pragmatic to the point to where it's a detriment to the fucking offense. That's the problem here that people need to understand. Again, in what world, the beginning of this season, Allegri tried saying that Rafael Leao and Pulisic was going to be the best striker tandem in Italy. It wasn't anywhere close to that. And then Santiago Jimenez, who everybody hyped up was the next hottest talent coming out of Mexico, this motherfucker didn't score a single goal in 16 games because he had to do defensive work for Allegri. It's not going to happen, man. It's not going to fucking happen. That's why Allegri is fucking ridiculous. The reason why he took this job is because Napoli, when you go off of the fan base size, we're the fourth biggest club in Italy behind the big three. When it comes to fan base size, we're bigger than Rome, we're bigger than Lazio, we're bigger than Fiorentina, we're bigger than all the other teams that you can think of in Italy. The only three we're not bigger than is Milan, Inter, and Juve. That's it. He took this job because he knows his time is over with. So, again, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, I just don't... It's just so fucking painful to see this again because Napoli is on the precipice of changing the history of Serie A. Napoli is on the precipice. If we got a competent manager that can win trophies, we will surpass Rome and Lazio as the most successful Southern team. Now, people like to say, oh, because they're both in Rome, they're more central. Okay, I hear it. And we are the most successful Southern team. But nobody, if you told my grandparents that there would be a time where Napoli were to pass Lazio and Rome as far as trophy haul, they wouldn't fucking believe you. They wouldn't believe you because that's the history of our team. We have put together a great run since De Laurentiis took over. But once again, as good as it's been with this motherfucker coming in, he has made dumb decisions. Again, this guy, De Laurentiis, is the same guy that, yes, we've won 7 trophies with him as the ownership. This is also the same guy that said, I'm choosing Milik over James Rodriguez. This is the same guy. This is the same guy that said, I'm choosing Diego Demme over bringing in Jordan Veretout from his time at Rome. This is the same guy that said, I am going to risk an old man Callejon who's not scoring goals anymore. I'm going to choose him than signing Domenico Berardi. De Laurentiis has been good for fuck-ups. If you know, you know. The problem is his decisions for fuck-ups are always at the worst time. This is the same guy that told Spalletti, go fuck yourself. I'll bring Rudy Garcia in. Rudy Garcia hadn't been worth a fuck for over 10 years as a manager. He was a part of the French merry-go-round as far as managers. He never did shit. Why does he get the opportunity to come here? And then after it didn't work out with him, you thought you'd bring in Walter Mazzarri back from the old days. It hasn't worked. And the thing is, it's not only Conte. Mazzarri tried the 3-4-3. It didn't work. This defensive shit don't work like that no more. It works for the smaller teams in Italy because that's all they can fucking play for, is to get draws and keep enough points together for them to stay in the Serie A because of money. But when it comes to contending for the Scudetto, you have to have dynamic players. We don't have dynamic players to play 3-5-2. Again, Gutierrez is not going to start scoring goals the way Hakimi did at Inter when Inter won the Scudetto under Conte. He's not a goal scorer. If you're telling me that Gutierrez and Di Lorenzo are going to be our main creators along with Politano, we might as well set up shop and already get ready for the season afterwards.
We've just wasted the whole fucking season. Let's be real, right? Let's be real. Like, Johnny, I really want to ask you this question, yeah? Like, why do they keep persisting in Italy and certain teams? We know the national team. Why do they keep persisting with that 3-5-2? What did you call it? The Sinton Catenaccio, yeah, Catenaccio, yeah. Why do they persist with that shit when it clearly doesn't work anymore? It's beyond outdated. It's beyond finished, bro. Football's evolving. Like, players don't want to play that shit anymore. They'd rather play Jogo Bonito because we've been tired of seeing the robotic bullshit. Because they know the fans ain't paying to see that money. And managers have always in the past, however way they like to play, always had the ability to adapt. These new age managers or these OAPs that are beyond stubborn, bruv, have not changed, have not tinkered, have not evolved, bruv. We've seen it with Arsene Wenger. We're seeing it now with Allegri, bruv.
Yep.
It's the same shit. People thought, oh, well, that just won't happen anymore. Oh, it was just Wenger. It was maybe, other guys at the time here and there. Now we're seeing it with Allegri now, bruv. We're seeing it crystal clear that he ain't got it, bruv. And he never really did. He got pushed to high heaven because of the players that he had at Juve and all of that, at Milan. Do you know what I'm saying? That guy is nicking a living, bruv. Hence nicking a living Allegri, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got that title, bruv. Because you can't keep fucking playing this haram ball FC, yeah? Especially in Italy, the state of the country now, football-wise, yeah? Where you haven't qualified for a World Cup 3 consecutive times. Missing one is bad enough. We lost out in 94. It was end of the world shit. We went in the 08 Euros, innit? Steve McLaren, Wally with the Broly and all of that. Yeah. We were losing our fucking shit, bruv. It was all panic stations, bruv. But in Italy, for whatever reason, it's just like, heads up, on to the next. Do you know what I'm saying? With a hell of a lot more spice. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? It's just like, why are you trying to smack your head against a brick wall and think you can go through it? Like you can break the damn wall. The wall is undefeated, bruv. It's undefeated. You have to evolve. I'm not against pragmatism, yeah? My ideal team, you know, brother, do you know what I'm saying? Solid ass defense, but with the ability to play when needed, when an opportunity arises. World-class elite ballers in the defense, obviously in goal, but then when it comes to the midfield, especially centrally, and then attack, then 2 strikers, bruv. Fluidity. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking fluidity, yeah? Jogo Bonito. Keep that ball moving. Get the players engaged, bruv. These young players don't want to play stinky-ass robotic football no more, bruv.
No.
It's not so much pragmatism. Pragmatism will always have a place in football. because you concede less goals, innit? But just because you're more like you lean towards pragmatic, or even if you're a more pragmatic type of manager, doesn't mean you can kill off the offense, yeah? By doing all of this, run to the byline, stop the ball, pass it back every fucking time, rather than drop the shoulder, go round him, use a bit of trickery, actually fucking dribble, pricks. Do you know what I'm saying? And whip a ball into the mixer, bruv. On the Bomber Clark money, bruv. On the Bomber Clark money. We don't really see that shit anywhere near as much anymore.
Yep.
Because of cunts like Allegri, bruv. The shit that Conte was doing, you know, for the past year. Like, I couldn't fucking believe it at times. It's just like, this guy won a league at Chelsea? With Eden Hazard, damn near prime time. Like, maybe just past that, but either way, he was still sensational. It's just like,
he was, but
football has moved on from that shit.
When you look at it with Conte, this is the other thing that people forget about with Conte. The title that he won with Napoli and Chelsea, they had no European football. They had no European football. That's the other thing that a lot of people leave out with Conte. Is he a good manager? To a certain degree, yes, he is a good manager. But at the same time, let's all remember something. Antonio Conte was lucky that he was the first manager chosen by Juventus when Juventus was able to hold on to all their money. When they came back up from Serie B and they stacked their money for a couple of years and then started picking all the best players that were around in Serie A to build that team up. Conte just happened to have more money than everybody else and was able to win those 3 in a row. Now, he did go undefeated. He went invincible for a season at Juventus, which that is the season that I will give him credit for. But besides that, he didn't do anything special with Juventus. They could never get past the first or second round of the Champions League knockouts while he was there. So again, it is what it is with that. The problem with Allegri is again, 3 of the 5 Scudettes that he won as the manager of Juventus, they were under investigation for game fixing. So, and that's at the time where Inter was not a good team. Mancini had to come back to try to rebuild Inter and then got fucked by the old ownership that Inter had, that period when Moratti had sold majority of his shares, and it was before the new ownership took over. Inter was in shambles. Inter was in 9th place. Imagine they had just won the treble 4 years later. Inter's in 9th place. Unthinkable. He had to come back and save that fucking team. And Milan was fucking just straight up dog shit. So your 2 biggest rivals are gone. Rome and Napoli combined ain't worth a fifth of what Juventus was worth, and you had a game fix. That's when you have to start asking, is Allegri even that really good of a manager? Because of all these fucking talks. So that's the thing. Javi, I hear what you're saying with this one, but again, James was too inconsistent. He also wasn't getting that much game time at the time that Napoli were trying to sign him. For all those that don't know, because a lot of people don't know this, Carlo Ancelotti was promised a rebuild of a team after he got through the first year at Napoli. The first year he went to Napoli, he went from 4-3-3 to the 4-4-2, and we played good football in that 4-4-2. And he said, I think we have a chance at winning the Scudetto. We need to change some of these players out to go forward. He wanted Jordan Veretout, who at the time was one of the best midfielders in Italy. He had scored 10 goals and got over 10 assists for Rome. The year that we were linked to him. Actually, no, I think it was before. No, it was. He was on loan at Rome. We were supposed to buy him so he wouldn't go there permanently. We fucked off that. It was going to be Veretout, Zielinski, and Fabian Ruiz as the midfield going forward for that team, plus still having Allan as well. We were going to be solid in the midfield. Then the forward line was going to be Chucky Lozano, we would still have him. We got Victor Osimhen. We just had all the problems with COVID and the injuries with him the first year that we got him. We were going to have Chucky Lozano, Victor Osimhen, James Rodriguez, Domenico Berardi, Dries Mertens, Milik, and Insigne as our rotation of players going forward. We would have balled out. We would have balled the fuck out had we put that team together. We wouldn't have waited the extra years that we did. And he fucked us on that. Well, Somaliang, I've never seen your name in my chat before, and I appreciate you stopping by, my guy. I really do. Allegri won the Coppa Italia not that long ago with Juventus. When Juventus won the Coppa Italia, it was his last trophy that he won. But again, to your point, besides that one Coppa Italia, because he's not been fighting for a Scudetto the whole time he's been at Juventus, or even now with AC Milan, the last trophy that he won was 2019. Why is Napoli, a team that is fighting for trophies, looking at this motherfucker then? Because we're not a team anymore that's just trying to look for maybe a decent run for the Coppa Italia. That's not what we are anymore. That's not us.
The standards have been raised.
Yeah, the standards have been raised. We've pumped too much money into this club for us to even be in that situation. And to your point here, there's no reason for Napoli to try to be playing Catenaccio no more. No reason for that shit whatsoever. And that's the thing. If you're really on it, Napoli has been the team to try to lead the change in Italy to stop playing this defensive, pragmatic bullshit and play more offensive brand of football. Rudy Garcia did it bits in the year that Rome was close to winning the Scudetto. Rafa Benitez's first year at Napoli was very good as well when we had the Dries Mertens, Callejon, Hamsik, Insigne, and Higuain.
Yep.
But then we took it to the next level when Sarri came in. Unfortunately, Sarri didn't win a title with us, but nobody can sit here and tell me that Napoli wasn't playing the best football in Italy. Yes, we didn't win, but as far as looking at a club that was ready to start playing the more forward-thinking brand of football, it came down to Napoli and Sarri. People can say whatever they want. The amount of crazy goals and beautiful football that you saw with Mertens, Callejon, and Insigne was next-level shit. For all those that don't remember, the year that we got Manchester City in the group stage of the Champions League, Pep said that was the most difficult game that he had managed against an Italian team, was when we were fucking giving Man City all they were looking for with those three guys. So at the end of the day, we've been the team that wants to play forward attacking football. And lo and behold, we've realized to play forward attacking football. We tied the great Inter team. We won the league with 5 games remaining. That is not a common thing that happens in Italy. Majority of Scudettos go down to the last 3 games. They're not won by a country mile like that. There's very few teams that have accomplished that. Napoli did that with Spalletti playing open attacking football, not this defensive shit. That's why this shit has to change.
It's not in the DNA. I remember watching the documentary, the Diego Maradona, and a big part of that was obviously his time at Napoli.
Yep.
After the 86 World Cup that he won, yeah?
Shabazz, you're hilarious for Thomas.
Choo, bro. You're smoking.
You're on fire with it tonight.
I'm on fire, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying, man? But yeah, man, like I was watching that shit, right? It just filled me with joy. Do you know what I'm saying? The football that was being played. You know, you had Zola there, a young Gigi Zola, Gianfranco Zola, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You had wasn't Vialli there at the time as well? Was it Sampdoria?
Vialli was at Sampdoria with Roberto
Sampdoria.
Our front three, the second Scudetto was Zola, Maradona, and Careca.
Oh, Careca, yeah, fair. But like just watching the way that we were playing way back in the day. Yes, obviously you got Maradona and up and coming Franco Zola, yeah. But like that's been the standard. The standards have been set from then, from Maradona. One-man band pretty much, with enough quality as I'm not going to say backup, but as an ensemble. Do you know what I'm saying? I used to be in the choir in it, so like I should know that. But off the bat, but either way, that's what it's about. That's our heritage, bro.
Correct. And look at how we've done since. Mazzarri came in. He played 3-4-3, but it was more expansive football. We played decent football with Lavezzi, Hamsik, and Cavani as the front three. If we didn't fuck up, we should have knocked out Chelsea the year that they won the fucking Champions League.
100%. And I would have welcomed it, bro. I might have been a Napoli fan from that point, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just for that alone.
And then the season before we got Cavani, it was Lavezzi, Hamsik, and Quagliarella as the front three.
Yeah, Cavani had a blinder. He scored ridiculous amount of goals, which got him the move to PSG. And then he went on to Man United. I don't think he did that bad at United. United were in the shit.
No,
bro.
United was in disarray.
Exactly. I think Cavani, considering he speaks no English, done pretty well, considering the circumstances, and all of that shit. Context, guys, fine margins, guys, and all that shit, But for me, it's just like that Catenaccio style football. You're living in the 90s, bro. Look, I want to bring the 90s back, but there's certain things you don't bring back. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
There's certain shit. Case in point, no offense if you have this, the bowl cut, bro. I was never a fan of the bowl cut for me personally. Just as an example, do you know what I'm saying? That is pure 90s, Doesn't matter what color you are, white, black. I don't give a shit about none of that shit, Man, woman, and definitely not child, It doesn't look good, bro. Across the board. For me, not for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't bring that shit back. Allegri is playing bowl cut football, bruv.
Fucking facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not haram ball no more. It's bowl cut football, There's a reason why we stopped getting bowl cuts as a whole. Because everyone I knew growing up, I saw in the 90s, all the white kids getting the bowl cuts and all that shit. Wanting to be David Beckham.
Trying to copy the Beatles.
The Beatles, David Beckham and all of that with that. Look, I hear it, I understand it, believe it or not. Being mixed up, whatever, but either way, I still get it. But it's just like there's a reason why you don't see it that often anymore. Why it's niche. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not for everyone. And this style of football is not for everyone. But in order for it to even remotely work in this day and age, you have to have the right players. And when you haven't won since 2019, Mikel Arteta, I was calling him Lego head until he won me the fucking Premier League, bruv, with them players dragging their heels through the mud and all that shit. He's won more recently than Allegri. That should tell you everything, bruv.
Yep.
Neapolitans, blood fire, hellfire for De Laurentiis, do you know what I'm saying? Knock at the door. Bruckhoff security, do you know what I'm saying? Like, no. Get him on the blower. Get him on the phone. We need answers right here to now. Not right now, to now, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he has fucked us. He's fucked this club. Now, people will say, oh, Johnny, you're overreacting. Oh, Nat, you're overreacting, Oh, this is Arteta all over. No.
Too many times with
this. We've seen this movie, bruv. I know the script. Do you know what I'm saying? EA Sports. If you know, people. If you've seen that meme, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's in the script, bruv. I've seen this movie. I've seen this show way too many times, We've seen an Allegri before. We had that with Arsene Wenger. The only difference is he played great football. But even then, that fell apart. Do you know what I'm saying? It happens, bro. And obviously, Wenger was a much better manager anyway, period. But still, Allegri, mad overrated. He's in that Nedved bracket. He's in that Karamanese bracket in manager.
He's definitely in the Nedved bracket.
Do you know what I'm saying?
People look at him because he's got the second most scudettes in the history of Serie A. He's only one behind tying Trapattoni. Again, I don't give a fuck. It's
Murata, bro. It's Murata when he was at Juve, like you were saying. That should get most, if not damn near, all the credit, bro. Along with the players that he brought in. That had very little to do with fucking Allegri, bro.
No,
Allegri got battered.
He did.
Exactly. Any competent manager, do you know what I'm saying? The thing is with Allegri, people still forget, if it wasn't for Worldy by Mandzukic to make it 1-1 against Real Madrid in the 2017 Champs final,
Facts.
They wouldn't have scored, bruv. They got played off the park, bruv. They got taught a footballing lesson.
Bro, not
by
only
Zizou, bro. Zizou. Do you know
bro, they got played off the park in the Barcelona final when MSN did the treble in 2016.
Neymar's crowning moment in his whole career. After he scored the third and final goal, he was like, bum this shit, bruv. I've played in the home World Cup. I've won the treble, won the Champions League. I'm good in it. Do you know what I'm saying? The problem is, if he'd have kept playing and given a shit, maybe Brazil would have done better in the 2018 World Cup. Maybe they would have got past Croatia and given Argentina a game. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You know, what's done is done, innit? And like
to this point, Somalia, I listen, I hear you. I don't understand why we went and got him in the first place. Again, that's what we've been saying. We would have rather taken one of the younger Italian managers to do this rather than go with Allegri. And again, if you're going to go with experience, there's no better guy available than Mancini. Mancini just won a league again. He just won a league. He just disproved. Everybody said the reason why we shouldn't go get Mancini is because he's been out of the club level of football for so long. Bro, he just came back and took a team from 5th back to 1st and won a league. And made it to the quarterfinal, nearly the semifinal of the Asian Champions League with Al Sadd. There's nothing to discuss here. He's done more in half a season of club football with Al Sadd than what fucking Allegri's done since he took back over the reins at Juventus the second time around. There's nothing really to talk about with that. So I 100% agree with you. There's no reason for us to have him. To your point here with Omar, that's exactly the thing. Como has adapted to play modern football, to play a more attacking brand of football with Cesc Fabregas. And again, here's the funny thing. He played more open attacking football, and guess what? He had the best defense in fucking Italy, still playing open attacking football. That's why this whole narrative of Allegri is bullshit. It's bullshit. Inter has won the league for the third time in 6 fucking years. They've won 3 out of the 6 Scudettes, and they've done it once again, even with a novice manager in Kivu playing more attacking football. They were
15 points clear, by the way. 15 points clear. Yeah. We were half that, winning the league against Man City with Arteta nearly fucking it up. But he had to change it at the end because they were like, look, if you want to stay here, you got to deliver us that league title, innit? Who was that? Mafia Boss 5K, innit? 5,000, yeah? He said it. He said it. Big up, yeah? Big up to Mafia Boss 5K, who on a real, yeah, no jokes, no games, yeah, no bullshit, yeah. Whoever you are, bro, right? You were spot on, yeah. You were spot on, and everything that's been said from Josh, like Stan was there. I didn't even expect him to be there. I knew Josh would be there. I didn't expect Stan to be there.
Yeah, I didn't expect.
So fair play. So fair play. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect an owner to be there 24/7. I'm not one of them like daddy issue fanboys and girls. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them. Yeah, I understand what an owner's role and responsibility is. If you're not going to be there more often than not, like a Roman Abramovich, for an example, who's basically an anomaly. He's the chosen one, basically, when it comes to owners. Yeah, we all know why, because he took Chelsea from a cup team, and before that, they were mid-table, bruv. They were scrubs. Just with a lot of heart, a lot of hatred, and they loved kicking the shit out of Leeds and vice versa, innit? Way back in the day. That's the club they were at. They had longer periods of not winning, the majors, as you like to call it, bruv. The Division 1 at the time. Yep. Compared to now. People don't remember the cup winning, the cup team that Chelsea were, innit? And then was it Vialli and Ruud Gullit came in, Di Matteo and that as a player. Change the game, bro. Change the fucking game, bro. People need to go back and look at the history, bro. You know why I'm not talking at certain points? Not just to be, respectful, because obviously I'm a guest and all that shit, and I don't take this shit for granted. I appreciate you, Gianni, for inviting me on still. Do you know what I'm saying? You know
how it is, bro. I appreciate your time.
Of course, but at the same time, it's like I'm here to learn as well. Because I know a lot about Arsenal, but I know Gianni knows a lot about Arsenal as well. But I'm not going to talk about Napoli like how I would with Arsenal, because I know more about Arsenal, but not with Napoli. I'm here to learn, bruv. I know certain players that plays in the past, but there's a hell of a lot I need to learn, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But yet De Laurentiis can't learn 3 times, bruv, in the space of what, 10 years?
Not even. Ancelotti,
well, like 5 years? Like 5 years or 8 years, yeah. Come on, man.
He's made 4 crucial mistakes as an owner that has cost us severely in 8 years. Half the time. You could honestly say, had he invested in Ancelotti, we wouldn't have waited as long as we did for the first Scudetto. And realistically, you could have went on a run at that time to get trophies, because Inter hadn't even finished rebuilding itself yet. So, and Milan hadn't been done rebuilding itself yet. That's why it's like you've made some really bad decisions. Yes, you've made good decisions. Listen, financially, when you look at the hand that's been dealt to Serie A teams, you can argue De Laurentiis has turned Napoli into probably the best run club in Europe, because he doesn't run the club without running a profit. The only 2 years where he hasn't run a profit is COVID, and nobody made a profit during COVID. So that's an anomaly. All the other years, the bottom line of that year was still in the green to make sure Napoli was protected, because he doesn't want Napoli to go back to being bankrupt again. So I give him that. But at the same time, you have to know when to take a chance and say, fuck it and go for it, rather than being scared and pragmatic. This is why I'm saying the Allegri thing doesn't work. As far as this, real quick, Como's not the richest club in the world. They do have a lot of questionable money getting pumped into them. And now they got the Champions League money. But listen, fair dues to Como. If you're going to do it, go all out the way Como is doing it. But again, that's the problem with Napoli. That stadium only holds 12,000 fucking people. We shouldn't be worried about that club. We sell out every fucking game. There is a consistent.
What's the capacity for the Maradona Stadium? Isn't it like what, 60K?
60,000.
Yeah.
If they opened up, if the noise violation in Napoli wasn't the way it would be 80,000. But there's 20,000 seats that are closed off at the top because of the noise violations and other shit that goes on with the club.
So unless the law changes, it could potentially be 80K. It would have been 80,000 basically.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying about De Laurentiis. I'm not saying he's got everything wrong yet. Yeah. I wasn't born yesterday. But at the same time, it's just like, you got to know when your time is done. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't have 3 howlers in under 10 years, bro. Between 5 and 10 years, you can't have 3 howlers like that.
Not
even
that
if you
level,
even if you've turned a profit in every single year you've been there outside of COVID, which is obviously the anomaly because no one made money for obvious reasons. So other than that, you've kept us in the green. Okay, cool. The Cronkies have done that with Arsenal in it since being full owners and that.
Yep.
They've hardly taken money out of the club compared to the fucking Glazers, bro. Man United are in debt, which is why you said, it's not the war chest that everyone's saying. As big as Man United are, there's a reason why they're still sticking with Carrick. There's a reason why they're not spending as much recently than what they were like 10 years ago and even way before that. Do you know what I mean? Napoli are at a crucial point. They're at that point now where financially we're good.
Yep.
The board can look at it. De Laurentiis can look at it and just be like, we're good. It's not even so much of, it's a risk, but it's not as big a risk as he clearly saw it in his mind and other people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in the hierarchy and shit. For me, it's very simple. Football is just not the same. It needs to be run differently. And whoever them American investors, owners, the model that you have at, what is it, Atalanta, and was it Inter? Yeah, Napoli needs to go down.
Before they fucked up with hiring Pioli, they were on a better track record as well with Rocco Commisso and Joe Barone. They're both Italian Americans.
Exactly. Bring that fucking model, bro. They need to bring that model, bro.
Yep.
You need to start. Gianni, if you can make some calls in it, do you know what I'm saying? sort that fucking dickhead De Laurentiis at Napoli, we'll take over, even if we still make you the face of it, we're gonna make you look like a fucking genius. Do you know what I'm saying? Bringing it back, gangster, and that. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. It's not. There's simple things that should be common sense. Again, to like what Somaliang and everybody else has said. How do you take a team that was in second place with Milan, that was in a Scudetto race at one point of the season, and then you fuck up that bad to where you fall out of not only a title race? Remember, they were 6 points behind Inter at one point. They were only 6 points behind Inter and fucked up that bad from going 6 points to out of even not only a title race, but out of Champions League. So it's like, if it's that severe of a fuck up in that short span of time in the season, there's no reason to even look at this idiot. No reason. As far as this, Pirlo being a better manager than Allegri, here's the problem. Pirlo was never going to succeed because of Cristiano Ronaldo. The problem with Juventus, whether anybody likes it or not, that's a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, Cristiano Ronaldo's demand for that crazy salary is a large part of the reason of they fucked up Juventus's money. That massive contract and them not winning the Champions League to get that prize money is a massive reason why Juventus has the financial problems. If you go back and look at Ronaldo is responsible for Maurizio Sarri not playing expansive football at Juventus because Ronaldo had to have two strikers up top. He wanted to be the left side striker so that he could act like it was at Real Madrid, where he was going to dribble in off the left, score goals and everything else. Ronaldo was too selfish when it came to his time at fucking Juventus, because nobody can sit here and tell me that with the way you saw Napoli play with Dries Mertens, Insigne, and Callejon as the front line, if Ronaldo would have just understood, play center forward, I'm going to get you two good wingers that are going to be creators for you to score, Juventus would have won that league way back by many more points than what it was, only by 9 points over Inter by the time when they won the league. So Pirlo, while he could have been a better manager to a certain degree, he wasn't going to get the time because Ronaldo was too self-destructive in that situation.
He fucked it up.
Got fucked over with that.
I'm glad you mentioned Cristiano, Johnny, because for me, he was a massive reason. Do you know what I'm saying? He's part of the reason why Real Madrid were like, nah, I think we've come to the end of this. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he was still scoring header goals. But the problem is with Cristiano, which is why he, I know he's won a league, do you know what I'm saying, with Al Nassr, and fair play. But at the same time, it's just like your ego, your not even ego, your narcissistic ways, bruv, have basically destroyed your legacy, bruv, because really and truly, all you're doing now is going outside trying to get them 1,000, goals, do you know what I'm saying, in your professional career. Like stat padding and all of that shit. The problem is when he was at Juve and towards after the after La Decima, innit? Cristiano thought he could still play the way he's always been playing. Do you know what I'm saying? But with less tricks and adding more goals, bruv. At Juve, he got exposed, bruv. Yeah, he scored a lot of goals because he's an unbelievable fucking goal scorer, and he's still got skills, but. You notice how he wasn't as fluid, just way too on the edge, way too tense, way too frantic on the ball. And I'm just like, brother, you're a veteran now. You're considered one of the greats, but he's not one of my goats. Young Cristiano, from 18 to I'd say 22, 23. So basically Man United, Sporting, Portugal, when they got to the final, and then up until the point of Man United, that was the best Cristiano. Every other year, footballing wise, from a technical standpoint, it was going downhill, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, from my perspective, I know there's people that disagree, but it's just like, for me, the Cristiano that I once saw as the best on the planet at one point. When he was there, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I saw Leo Messi. I always rated him, don't get me wrong, but what made me change and realize I was just like, how can you dribble past 5 man from a fucking layoff, bruv? From Busquets, innit? It wasn't even he just laid it off the part. Like the layoff didn't even have to be that good. It didn't need to be. Leo Messi took that at lightning speed, bruv. The dribbling, it was alien, bruv. I'm like, when has Cristiano ever done anything remotely like that, bruv? Since around that time, he's stacking over the ball. He's tripping over the fucking ball, bruv, because he thinks he's still 18. He's one of them broads, bruv, yeah, that are in their 40s and 50s, thinking they're just as hot, dare I say it, even hotter than they were at like 18, 21, or 25. 18 to 25, do you know what I'm saying? He's moving like them cougars, bruv, that think they still got it and are better than they've always been. That delusional mindset, bruv. Yes, having supreme confidence and ultimate belief in yourself will take you to so many high levels. Do you know what I'm saying? To greatness even. However, if you don't adapt, if you don't evolve, no matter what you've done in your career, no matter how many goals you scored in this case, Cristiano will not be looked at the same in my eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Ronaldinho, Zizou, they all had shorter careers, shorter primes and all of that. But in that time frame, same with Diego Maradona, there's so many players we can reel off. Do you know what I'm saying? Shorter primes, shorter careers compared to Cristiano, but their memories, you know, the things that they've done on the pitch will remain in it. It will live long in the memory. Whereas with Cristiano, you have to go way back. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's tarnishing that shit. What he did at Man United the second time round after he left Juve with all that fucking shenanigans. Going to fucking Saudi. I remember there was an interview, right? I have to be real, yeah? And a lot of Cristiano fans won't like me saying this shit, yeah? He did an interview, one of them rare interviews, yeah? With Jonathan Ross, yeah? A talk show host in England, yeah? On ITV, Channel 3, basically, in England, right? He did an interview, and towards the end, when Jonathan Ross asked him, do you ever see yourself playing like in the Middle East and all of that? And Cristiano was like, no, I don't see myself playing for Qatar or Dubai to end my career, innit? Yeah? Yep. So basically, but because Cristiano is not stupid, yeah, he's like, well, just in case I go to Saudi or another Middle Eastern team, yeah, I won't completely just say no and look like a fucking idiot, but I'll just mention Qatar specifically or Dubai. Do you know what I'm saying? Tactics. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? Like, I knew Wagwan what he was talking about, yeah? And the fact that he's been playing for Al Nassr and only now he's just won a league title for them, yeah? After getting embarrassed. Their own fans singing, mercy, mercy, and getting rattled expeditiously, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Going out sad, bruv. Yep. He's going out sad. Worse than Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, all of them elite level ballers, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? He's tarnished his career. Same shit what we said about Arsene Wenger, bruv. Stayed too long, didn't adapt, didn't evolve. And you tarnish your legacy. Damn, they ruined it. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? Cristiano Ronaldo is going out sad. You hear what Northside has to say about him? Do you know what I'm saying? Every time he watches him for Portugal, like, they're in a shit situation and they got that fucking bum, that fucking scrub, that fucking useless dosser, yeah? Roberto Martinez, bruv.
Oh, God.
Who made John Stones
shit
look like Bambi on Ice times 10, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Magic roundabout, spinning top settings and all of that shit. You know, like, my lord, like, it. But the point I'm making, guys, ultimately is just like, he's great, but he's not all-time great. Do you know what I'm saying? Not for me. And he's what he done at Juve was basically the beginning of the end. I'd even argue latter stages of Real Madrid. Yeah, still a great player, unbelievable player. But at the same time, it's just like, you've still got the mindset, but your body ain't doing what you want it to do. Yeah, you're in great shape, but you're not fluid like that, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not anymore.
You're just an elite level athlete that's in great shape for their age, doing all of this mad scientific shit. And fair play to you. You know, do what you want. It's your body. It's your life, whatever, yeah? But trying to play how you did back in the day when you're not that same player, you don't have the same body type. Do you know what I'm saying? You're too stiff. Pause. You're not agile enough. Like, you're not as fluid. Come on, man.
I think CR7. I think CR7. I think as far as from him at United up until about La Decima, he was on fire. He was on fire in that period. What changed for me with him was that, and this is no shade at Zidane while he was the manager, but Zidane also saw it that he needed to play that 4-4-2 diamond midfield to continue to get the best out of him, because coming off the wing, excuse me, it just wasn't it anymore. And he had to use him as a striker. Now, the thing that I think is interesting about Ronaldo in that period is how him and Bale minimized Benzema, even though Benzema was massive to be that more so of a number 10 false nine, so that Bale and Ronaldo could get the goals that they did. Benzema, for me, especially proving himself once the both of them left and still was able to get another Champions League win, score the amount of goals that he did in that period of time after Ronaldo left. It kind of opened up my eyes a little bit to what you're saying as far as Ronaldo going downhill. For me, I still put him in an all-time great conversation, but I don't know if he's in there with certain other players. He's going to be a little bit lower down for me. Now, I will say this at the same time, Messi leaving Barcelona and going to PSG and not doing anything, and now this MLS run that he's had, and he hasn't been able to win in America, even with all his buddies coming over, he's tarnished his legacy a little bit as well for me. Because I would have rather, as soon as that front line of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe didn't work, I'd have called it quits from right then and there. Because now you kind of look the same way as Ronaldo, that you're playing for money. So, and at that point, it doesn't make any sense. Because once they won the treble in 2015 under Enrique, Messi's contract was something stupid like $750,000 a week. So it's like, bro, how much more money do you really need? How much does it really make a fucking difference at that point? That's why, like, I hear with what you're saying with Ronaldo, but I also feel a little bit the same thing towards Messi. Now, on the ball, there's no comparison. On the ball, he's way better than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's way better. He's way better than Ronaldo.
I hear it. I hear it, Johnny. Like, the reason why he's still look, I'm not condoning it. Like, I hear what you're saying. It didn't work out at PSG. No one can deny that. Whether Leo Messi's your GOAT, like, for me, he's still the GOAT because he's the best player I've seen in my lifetime. Because Maradona was before my time, innit? It is before my time. I'm gonna be Romario. I've gone back through the archives, but it's one of them where, and I see what Guns is saying when he says this. Like, if you weren't there, there's a certain element that you just don't understand. You had to be there at that time. You had to feel that vibe when you're watching it live and directing in full effect, because you remember that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? You remember that feeling when, whether you win, whether you lose, or you draw and it costs you, or you get over the line, it makes you or breaks you, kind of deal. Like with Cristiano, the ability's there, but it's not. He never evolved. Do you know what I'm saying? He was too on edge. Now, mentality-wise, you can't fault it. Similar with Mbappe, and it's no coincidence that Mbappe sees Cristiano as his idol. Fair enough. You know, you look up to who you look up to in terms of football-wise, but it makes sense. With Leo Messi, like, I think sorry, Joe, just very, very quickly. The only reason why, just to get to it, I believe Leo Messi is still playing, other than obviously the money, because all the players want that retirement package and all. They're all going to try and get as much as they can. So whether it's Cristiano, whether it's Leo Messi, Neymar's going to still do it. He'll play for another few years if he can. He will. We know it is what it is. But my thing is that Leo Messi, him and Cristiano, they're fucking lunatics, bro. On different sides of the spectrum, literally. Do you know what I'm saying? They're both fucking lunatics. We've seen Leo Messi lose his head. Obviously, we've seen it with Cristiano, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? They're elite. They've both got elite mindset. And they both do have elite ability. But when it comes to them two, it was never a comparison, innit? Cristiano's a great fucking footballer. I've never said he's shit, but he's never evolved and got even better. Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yes, I would love to see more skills, but the goals alone, it makes you an unbelievable goal scorer, but that doesn't make you a better footballer by that alone. Otherwise, Alan Shearer would be better than TT. Mo Salah would be better than Harry Kane and TT and Andy Cole and Sergio Aguero. You see what I'm saying? They're competing for that. Like Leo Messi still wants to get that 1,000 goals. So even if Cristiano Ronaldo gets there sooner, it's just like, well, you got there sooner, but I got there as well, and I've won a World Cup before you did. It's huge egos, bro. Leo Messi's narcissistic. Don't get me wrong. He's just calm about it. Yeah, he's just off key. Yeah,
Ronaldo's way more emotional. He's more emotional about it.
He's more of a chill guy off the pitch, innit? But on the pitch, he's just on it. He's obsessed. He's he's like a little demon, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Alienware type shit. I've always been saying. Whereas Cristiano, it's like Predator, bro. It's like fucking chopping Carl Weathers' arm off and shit. You know, trying to go to and fro with fucking Arnie, bro. Get to the chopper now and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like it's one of them ones, isn't it? But I hear it. But at the same time, it's just it's a shame. But yeah, I think if Leo Messi wasn't so fixated on keeping this Cristiano rivalry alive and all that shit, even though they're more friendlier over the years and shit like that, because it's like it's almost like they're like half brothers. That they're moving like they're related, isn't it? Like they're playing in their back garden in the yard. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it doesn't matter how old they are, what part of their life that they're in. Do you know what I'm saying? At what point in their life that they still want to beat each other, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? They still want to get the edge. And it's one of them ones. Look, I hear it. It's hard to knock it, because if Leo Messi starts, getting brucked off the ball and even at walking pace, not being able to meg it and go past players as easily, like just literally dropping in midfield and just doing the Busquets thing, doing the Iniesta thing, where he's just passing the ball. If he can skip past, so be it, but then just sit there in the midfield and be the creator and just walk about, and that's it. Like, if you can't do what you used to do and play the same way, but just as a slower pace and a lower level and adapt, like, I don't see the point even with trying to compete with Cristiano. You've won a World Cup before he has. That should have been it, bro.
Yep.
Play another year in Argentina, do you know what I'm saying? Do a victory lap and then retire.
Yep.
That's how he should have gone out. I agree with you on that. That's how I would have done it. If I was his agent or part of his team, I was like, do you know what? Play for Argentina for one more year and go back to Argentina, do a victory lap, and then you can do the Ronaldinho shit tour all around the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you've won it all anyway. Fair. Cristiano ain't quite done it, but he's won damn near everything. Do you know what I'm saying? He can do what he's been doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Just, it's not about that. You silence your critics when it comes to Maradona in terms of, are you good enough to win the World Cup? Can you get over the line? Yes, there's always dodgy decisions and all that. Maradona had that infamously as well. Leo Messi, there's an argument to say they should have had more things go against them, like in the Netherlands game. I hear it, but it is what it is, isn't it? That's how I would have gone out. But it's just modern football now, bro. Like,
yeah,
they just don't care like they used to. They've just clocked out and they're just trying to,
stack their
feed
cash,
their families, and all that shit. Yeah. Like,
that's all they're worried about at the end of the day. That's all they're worried about. Listen, we've gone 3 hours here. Listen, big up to Tutto Calcio. They're doing a show. Those guys are pretty good. They're good dudes. We're gonna sign off here in a sec, because I'm interested to hear what these guys are gonna say. Dom, who's a big Napoli fan, I'm hoping he's gonna be saying the right stuff and not be back in this bullshit, because I don't want to hear. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to take you as a serious Napoli fan if you're going to try to say that this is a good signing for Allegri. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Nat, appreciate you hopping on, brother. Do you want to shout your channel out before we get out of here? And I always appreciate your time, brother. You know that.
Yeah, no worries. Pleasure to be here as always.
And real quick, we will need your final prediction for the Champions League score. And
absolutely. I'll do that right here, right now. And I'm sticking to this, yeah? 1-0 to the Arsenal, running it back from 94. Do you know what I'm saying? When we played Parma, when they had Brolin, Asprilla, I think Zola was there at the time.
Cannavaro, Thuram.
Oh, Cannavaro, Thuram. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Elite, bro. Elite. They already had the poster up with Champions League winners and all that. PSG, they're not going as bad, but it's similar rhetoric in it. And all rivals want us to lose. That's why I believe it's going to be a stinky 1-0. The football gods, it's our time, innit? They have spoken. Do you know what I'm saying? They allowed fucking Tottenham to win a Europa League. There's no way they're not going to allow us to win in Europe one way or the other. Do you know what I'm saying? They're bringing it home, bruv. Justice, yeah? Justice for big hands. Do you know what I'm saying? blood fire for them bumberholes celebrating, yeah, that they're staying up. You won a fucking Europa League last year. Why are you fucking celebrating that you're staying up, bruv?
Yeah.
You should be booing. But look, I'm glad they don't have standards because they're bitches and they're fucking scum, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't stand them motherfuckers. It is what it is. But yeah, either way, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and I believe it's either Havertz or Marino that will get that goal as well.
Oh, God.
Either one of them two. And I'm here for it. I want to see Rants cry and end that stream, bro. Not go on Guns' channel. Yeah. Like, I see it, bro. To be honest, I was kind of bricking it when I was a kid watching our first Champions League final. My first Champions League final, when I was basically, I think it was... I was 11 years old. I wasn't quite 12, but I was 11 years old at the time, yeah? That still hurts me to this day, bro. But I'm a lot more relaxed in it because when we were in the Champions League final last time, we were nowhere near the league title. Nowhere near. We put all our eggs in that. Whereas this, it's like, I see this team being in finals very, very soon, regardless of what happens in it. That gives me confidence. I'm not overconfident. I'm not saying PSG aren't the favourites. They don't have the best team. They don't have the best manager because obviously they do. Do you know what I'm saying? They're the heavy favourites. But Manu Petit was saying it on Talk Sport in France. They are like, they're talking about 3, 4s and 5s, bruv. It's not happening. If they do win, and yes, they are the favourites, it won't be more than 2 goals, bruv. It won't be more than 2 goals unless something drastic happens, some bullshit, yeah? They're not winning by 2 or more goals because our defense is elite, bruv. Even without Timber, do you know what I'm saying? We start Mosquera and then bring on Timber for the last 20 minutes or so, whatever. When Cavra doesn't quite have the freshness that he, you know, like losing the legs a little bit in the game, getting tired and that. Because it's happened before. We've seen it with Chelsea. We've seen it with Tottenham. They can be got out defensively. We know in midfield they'll boss it. We know up front they've got ballers for days. Do you know what I'm saying? They're all on point and they high press. But we're just going to stink it out. And the only better way than Havertz and Marino scoring 1-0 to the Asna would be Owen Gonzalez, bro. Owen Gonzalez. Rants, we're going to have to check on Rants, pray for Rants and all the other usual suspects. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? I'm here for it.
Rants may go missing for a few days if Arsenal.
He'll be gone for a month.
Big up
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, NATSTER official on Insta and YouTube, of course. Like, subscribe, and share. Obviously I need to sort out my Mac and that because I've been mad lagging and shit. I might have to switch browser because this browser ain't working for me anymore. When it comes to StreamYard for whatever reason, but I will have a preview tomorrow in the evening. It will probably be later evening. I don't know exactly what time, but if you hit the notification bell, you will know when the stream is at.
Shoot me a text. I'm on with Shane.
Absolutely.
I got Shane Gooner coming on tomorrow at around 8:30 UK time. We will be doing a complete Serie A season review. We will also be diving into everything that's currently going on. Unfortunately, I'll have to talk about the Mad Hatter, this ugly motherfucker Allegri coming to Napoli. So it is what it is. So big up, Nat. Appreciate everybody that stopped by for the conversation today. Head on over to Tutto Calcio. Hit him with an Allegri outrage if you can. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're also on. I will try to get onto your show, and then we're also on with the legend that is Taryn BBK Sports for the Around the League show tomorrow, where we will be covering everything in American sports and football as well. So big up to you guys. Have a good rest of your night. And that's it. Have a great night, guys.
Peace.